everyone. Hello, all. Welcome, as always, to Blaine's Escape Corner. It is your fun time Friday. With me, as always, Leon and Michael. How are we doing tonight?
Pretty bad, actually. But you know what? We bounce back. We fuck up. We make mistakes. We make taco meat. We end up having it has ants in it. We don't know how, but there's fucking ants in the taco meat. The ants aren't in the house. The ants didn't come from the house. It's probably from the taco meat. So we get down. We fuck up. We bounce back. Because when you have a bad day, it was probably because of work, and you probably have money from it. So order a pizza.
I'm sure there's a Blue Beetle reference in there somewhere, but I'm not finding it.
I mean, you had a bad day. Ants in the. I mean, ants are just more protein at this point, right?
How
I've had
the
chocolate
fuck
covered
were
ants.
there
They ain't
ants
bad.
in the taco meat? Like it came out of the taco meat, I think. I don't know where else it would come from.
Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible.
That's some pretty bad taco meat.
I mean, come on. You think we haven't eaten ant meat in our past? I've
Probably
definitely
not.
eaten ant meat.
Yeah, I probably ate a few on accident, but fuck, I found like a
I
dozen
mean,
of them.
the problem with ant meat is it's like rice. It takes so much to get full. I'm more of a crickets or grasshopper type of individual.
Ah, yes, going with the nacho of the bug world.
I thought it was
Exactly.
the rats
I like
Michael had to
ginger,
worry
a
about.
Nice crunch, you know?
Not anymore. The rats are gone.
Oh, that sounds nasty altogether. Gentlemen, how are you doing this fine evening?
Very well.
So damn ready to talk about One Piece.
Yes, let's do
Yes,
it.
You guys need
but
to
I
be
won't
ready.
talk about it today. I am
Everyone.
reserving everything for tomorrow, but I will say this. I have seen the 3 episodes that I wanted to cover.
Bitch, that's it.
Which ones?
You
Which
got 5
ones?
more to
all.
watch.
You don't get to talk about. You don't get to
I
talk
know
about what
I've still
I
got
want to
5
talk
more
about.
to watch. I'm only watching the 3 tonight. I'll probably finish the rest of it tomorrow sometime because I'll have the
Good.
time. But
I
Yeah,
fully believe this show cured my sickness. Like, so I was ready to watch it at 2 a.m. when it came out my time on, what would it have been, like Thursday night, like Wednesday into Thursday
Yeah.
or whatnot.
Yeah,
It dropped
Wednesday
at
to
2
Thursday.
a.m. I'm gonna watch it, and then I got real sick, had a fever. I was like rolling over in bed, and it was a rough night. And then I turn on One Piece, fully expecting to not enjoy it. Not because I didn't have any I've had high hopes for this for a long time now, but then I was like, I'm feeling sick. You never really enjoy something as much as when you're sick. By the time I had finished the show, my fever had broke, and I felt fucking incredible.
that is good to hear.
Magic show, got it.
It's the cure-all.
I
Yeah,
will say
save the
this about
world.
it. It's live action.
That is true. True
That
statement.
is very true.
One for
So,
one on facts.
You gotta, as long as you take that into consideration and consider how much they're truncating everything, then the choices that were made, at least some of it does definitely makes sense. There are a few things that I'm like, I don't quite get it, but then again, I'm not the one that, I'm not the one that wrote it or is trying to shrink it down or try to incorporate stuff that's that is kind of touched on, but not really touched on until way later.
See, I actually like that because it drops a bunch of stuff that isn't covered till way later in the manga and anime, but it doesn't like speed run it. It just drops some hints. Or in one case, I don't know if we're gonna get into spoilers or not, so I'm gonna wait for the judgment call on that. But one case, it flat out tells you something.
Yeah,
it's not
nothing
revealed till way
nothing
later.
past episode 3 for this first bit. And
Okay.
then we can get into the
Trying to
rest.
remember.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
episode 3
I
is-
extremely.
Can we do
disagree with
episode?
that.
Can we call it episode 4? Episode 3 and 4 are literally tied together. It's the first 2-parter.
I don't
It's
know.
so weird to
Anime
cap
guy's
it
the
at
one who
episode 3.
split it up in that
Oh,
way.
that's right. Only seen
Yeah,
the first 3.
how
What do
did
you
you
wanna
not
say?
watch episode 4, dude? Episode 3 and 4 are tied
Because I've
together.
got a headache right now, and I'm on here yapping with all of you guys because I want to be yapping as opposed to dealing with the headache just watching the One Piece. I will say this. Certain shows over a certain time, if I start watching too much of it, it does start to make me feel sick, just from being lethargic and
Fair enough.
sluggish in that respect.
You didn't hurt your ankle watching the show, did you? I know you hurt your
No.
ankle in some of the weirdest ways, so I wanted to make sure just queuing up One Piece.
Fortunately,
I'm
no.
like, "Oh, fuck, my tibia."
No ankle problems that I'm aware of. Then again, it's not nighttime yet either, and it hasn't started to swell. But I've got the headache from watching TV, and that typically happens if I watch too much of something all at once. I typically don't have that problem watching anime, or at least not watching it. I can do 10 plus episodes of an anime, even subtitled, without a problem. But this one, I think I must have gotten. I'm too adapted to anime, whereas live action stuff now, because I don't watch that much of it, it's like, yeah, it's giving me a bit of a headache. So I gotta take a little break from it. I'll go drink some more water, take some headache meds, go take a shower, and get ready for tomorrow, because tomorrow's gonna be a lot of fun. And you know what? Anybody that has seen this, I'm dropping the link for all my channel members and all my wrenches first. But if we don't fill the place up, we'll definitely toss the link out to anybody else. So tune in tomorrow, and you might be surprised at what's actually said.
Okay.
So-
I mean, yeah,
Surprises
I'll
abound, I
keep
guess.
everything spoiler free post episode 3 then. But I will say there's
Just,
something
just for the
happens
minute.
in
Once he
Yeah,
leaves,
guys,
or once
we're only allowed to talk about
Yeah.
the good episodes.
Well, I
So who
really
all
did
has
like.
seen all of it out of curiosity? Like, because I can't be alone, and I'm the only one that
You
watched the
said
whole
you
thing.
started watching it at 2 a.m. Did you finish it in that
Yeah,
one
I've
sitting?
watched it 1.5 times. I'm halfway through my second go round with it.
Dude,
Oh,
I also stayed up late and watched it 7 hours straight.
My
right.
man.
here's the only question that I would ask then.
Mhm.
Actually, two questions. First, have you watched or read any of it prior to watching?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been reading One Piece since 2002.
Okay.
Or so I was reading it, fell off for a while. I actually addressed this in my review video about it.
But
like,
you
I
know
was
about
watching-
it. It's not like you're going into
I'm,
it
I'm
full
almost
raw.
caught up.
Okay.
I'm like episode 960, give or take.
Okay.
Yeah, I am caught up. Just on the manga.
Yeah, me
Is
too.
this something that now that you've watched it, that you would want to go back and either pick back up the manga where you left off, start over with it, or start over with the anime?
I'm actually genuinely considering restarting the anime. I'm only like a little over 100 episodes behind, but I'm thinking of literally starting over and just going in with a fresh view and doing it all again. Despite the fact, because I mean, it's been watching this reminded me how long it's been since I've seen those early episodes, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, it's taken me back.
I rewatched one of them earlier just to compare it to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might go back and rewatch some of the episodes, like just go back and rewatch certain arcs and shit.
Okay. How about you, Pops?
Well, I'm kind of afraid to watch it. I don't want to be disappointed, but I'll find a way. I'll
I
probably
don't
do
think
the
you'll have a
first-
problem there. Just for me,
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. This is not
No.
Cowboy Bebop. It's not Dragon Ball Evolution. Like, I'm not going to say it's the greatest thing ever. I will say it's easily the second best live action anime adaptation that I've ever seen. But
I think that's
and
fair.
it's the best English speaking one, because the best is the live action Rurouni Kenshin. But that's
Ooh.
those movies
best
are
is Speed Racer, and you know it.
Nah, it's Kakegurui. Can't get rid
all right. What about you, Blaine?
I haven't seen it. I don't
Okay.
really care, but
You
I'll
can
watch
give
it.
it-
you're
About
not a
One
big
Piece.
One Piece fan in general, are you?
No, I've never watched it. Never read it.
I have. Well, let's see. How long have I been at this now? This is going into my 4th month of watching the anime and reading the manga. I finally got through volume 12, so I can get through at least the first part of Alabasta prior to actually getting to Alabasta. But watching what I've seen, I do enjoy it. I really do like watching it. It's a show that the wife and I can watch, and we have fun with it. And so far with the show, yeah, I think it's doing what it needs to do. But for me, the bigger thing is, if this is going to be more for, let's say, the quote unquote the normies to get into it and to understand it, I'm wondering how many of them will actually, after seeing this, if they'd like it well enough, will devote the time needed to either read the manga, which if you're a pretty fast reader, you can buzz through it, or watch the anime from the start
Anecdotally,
what
I
I wanna
can
know.
say that's gonna work. So when I watched this, I watched it with my best friend, who my best friend's not a big anime guy. He loved Dragon Ball growing up. To this day, he's a massive Dragon Ball Z fan, a massive Naruto fan, and then that's about it. He doesn't really have a whole lot of exposure to anime aside from Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, like a couple quick series here and there. He loves the movie Perfect Blue, but he watched One Piece in the 4 Kids days way back in the day when we were in our grade school, early middle school years or whatever, whenever it was showing, like 2004 or so.
Long time
And
ago.
he fell off it. Then he didn't watch it beyond late grade school, early middle school, whenever that was. And so when we watched the show together, he and I, when we were glued to it, he loved it. And then after that was over, he was like, "Hey, let's turn on some One Piece." And I hadn't, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch the show from the beginning yet. I also didn't want to have him rewatch like 60 episodes of what the show just covered in 8. So I turned on one of the movies, because the movies you can watch standalone, and he started really enjoying the animated movies as well. So
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, that'll be the one thing to see if there's any uptick in purchases or sales of the first 12 volumes of the manga or things like that. So yeah, I will definitely. I might watch the 4th one tonight. Depends upon if I can get rid of this headache or not. But
I'm gonna say, like, because this isn't really a spoiler, episode 3 and 4 are the worst episodes. Like, they're still good, but they're, in my
completely
opinion,
wrong.
3 and 4 are the
yeah,
worst
Syrup
episodes.
or was it Syrup Island? Yeah, Syrup Island is. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
That and-
like 1 and 2 were great. 3 and 4, I found just, in my opinion, there are some major pacing issues in 3 and 4, and then 5 through 8 get real good again. So, but to be fair, that's also kind of my experience with the manga and the anime. I know everyone loves Captain Kuro and all that. I love Usopp. Usopp's my second favorite character of the Straw Hat Crew. I don't really care for his introduction arc.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. It's just Syrup Island is slow paced.
yeah.
Well,
No,
not only is
we'll get
Syrup
through that.
Island slow paced, but they changed the pacing for the show. Maybe they knew that the Syrup Island was slow paced, so they tried to make some changes, but the changes they made still don't work. So
Yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see when we discuss it. But yeah, we'll see. So I am going to take off, gentlemen. You have yourself a wonderful night, and for the love of everything holy, please beat this freaking game. It's been
He's so
months
close.
now.
You got no clue. He's so close. He's got like 3 more chapters.
I gotta be close.
How 3 more chapters, and how long does it take for each of these battles?
It's taken him so long.
Days.
Oh my lord.
Days for battles.
And just for the record, the only commandment in One Piece is "Thou shalt not speaketh thy name of 4 Kids."
Ah,
4 Kids is I've seen what they did to it, and yeah,
Mhm.
that was the worst. It was the worst. All right, everybody. I'm gonna take off, and you have a good night, and please beat this game, please.
I'm on it.
You can do it. Well, it's about as bad as me in Skyrim. I've lost track of how many times I've started over with that and never beat it. So, yeah.
Wait,
All right,
wait.
everybody. You take
But
care.
you-
Have a great
but
night.
If you keep starting over, that's different. You're okay.
Well, mod packs and all that, but the mod pack I've got now, I'm gonna finish the game with. So
I believe in you.
we can do it. All right, everybody. You have yourself a good
See ya.
night, and we'll talk to you later.
see you, Brandon.
See you.
All right, now we can talk about it. No. 3 and 4 were not the worst episodes. 5 and 6 were the worst episodes.
I wouldn't know. I still
So
have
I
to
guess
get on
I'm
that
telling you right
and
now.
watch it.
Fair enough. They change a fuck ton.
So, dude,
By the
that's
time
just
you
the
get to
end
5
of the
and 6,
story.
the point where it's the fight at the Baratier is just completely different.
Baratier. That's a weird word.
Yeah, it's the name of a restaurant, so it's gonna sound weird.
Oh, it sounds like burrata. Do you know what burrata is?
No.
Like, I've heard that before.
The pile of cheese?
Barata.
Burrata.
Yeah, Leon, as I was saying, now that he's gone, episodes 5 and 6 are the worst episodes.
Really? You think so?
No, I meant 6 and 7. 6 and 7.
Okay, so 7 isn't the worst episode for me, but it does have, in my opinion, the
Gundam's
worst
up, spoil
moment
away.
in the whole show.
I think it shows off a lot of what I dislike about this adaptation, and it's that they change Luffy to be weak and like weak-willed. Like he's physically weaker than he is in the anime. Like that, there's no doubt.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was a writing decision or if that was a technology limitation as to why they made him like that. Because he is weaker in this show, and I don't know. It's got to be for one of those two reasons. It's got to be either a writing thing so he can grow, or just they don't want the show to look ugly by using an abundance of rubbery CGI. But I don't know which it is.
Little column A, little column B.
I just assume they don't want battles to be they want battles to be longer and like to show off other characters, so they kind of did that. Like specifically Axe Hand Morgan, his battle was pretty short. Or I mean not
You,
short.
you mean in the manga, like in the manga and anime?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things they improved on in this, because like obviously I wouldn't say improved on. I think it was a good change for a live, because when you're doing a live action adaptation and you've got to condense certain things, they really need a way to show off Luffy, Nami, and Zoro all in that first episode. So I think extending the Axe Hand Morgan battle to make it a tougher battle to show off the other two's capabilities besides just Luffy was a good call to give people who aren't familiar with the source material a visual representation of these of the other two characters.
Yeah, but then you're kind of misleading people when they do end up going to the source material, because that's one of the things I tend to do is if I see a show, I pick it up where I left off in the manga. I don't reread the beginning of it. And if I did that for this live action adaptation, it would completely fuck that up, considering all the shit that's out of order and just completely messed up. Like you can't tell me that episodes 6 and 7 weren't just complete fan fiction with what they did with Mihawk.
Define what you mean by fan, like, because I don't think it was fan fiction at all. I think that it was Mihawk is one of those characters who, when he's first introduced, he's a very like mysterious character. We don't know much about him. I don't think the anime and manga even tell you that he's a warlord or what the warlord.
They do immediately.
Do they tell you that early? Okay, it's been a long time since I've seen, like I said, the early eras of One Piece. But I mean, Mihawk, I don't know. To me, he was fine. I think the fight between him and Zoro could have been, not the fight, the pre-fight dialogue could have been handled better. But as far as Mihawk himself, no, I thought they did a relatively good job. So but I'm open to hearing what you don't like about it, by all means.
No, I think the actor is great. I think his dialogue is great. But the reason why he's there, the events that transpire before the fight, it just pissed me off.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that was, because Garp doesn't call on...
why the fuck are you making it so Garp is the one calling him? Like, that's not in his character at all. The fact that Don Krieg doesn't show up, like, I would have been fine if...
I love the Don Krieg cameo, I won't lie. I thought that was funny as shit.
It is funny, but I would... Look, there's a scene in the anime, because I rewatched this episode, like, just today.
Yeah, you're going to be fresher on the anime than me, so by all means.
But, like, as Mihawk is leaving, Don Krieg is like, yo, I'm not running away right now, and he, like, fires a cannon at Mihawk. That would have been the time for Mihawk to cut him down unceremoniously. Like, not have Garp be the reason he shows up there just so you can kill him off a little bit earlier.
So the changes to Garp is something that I'm on the fence about, because the way they're showing Garp right now is a lot more akin to Garp later on in the series. And I don't know if they're just, again, if they're speedrunning that, or if maybe if they've got plans for season 2 that's going to make, because like, for example, the reveal that Garp is Luffy's grandfather, that doesn't come till like way late.
I think they're just treating him much more seriously than he is in the anime or manga. Like, he's acting extremely serious in this show for no reason.
But until you get to the last episode where he and Luffy fight, and then it's kind of a joke. Like, at least that's how I took it.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked that. I liked the fact that it was like, okay, so maybe the real Garp, or not real, but like the more anime-esque Garp is there under the surface somewhere. That maybe they're doing this intentionally as opposed to completely misunderstanding the character.
Yeah,
I'm just spitballing. Like, again,
that's the way to read it. I'm fine with you reading it like that. I just, even if I take that interpretation, I still think it's extremely weird to try and integrate Garp into the original saga, the East Blue saga. So to the point where it's just like,
maybe you rewatched this recently, so maybe you can answer this for me because
I only saw one episode recently.
Okay, so but still, maybe someone has a better memory than me. I don't remember Kobe and Helmeppo having this much involvement at all. They come back later. I remember them coming back later, but I don't remember them being involved in the East Blue stuff beyond Shell Island. Like, am I misremembering that? Or?
No, you are not misremembering it. They
okay,
don't show
this whole time watching it, I'm like, are they completely changing, like adding new shit for Kobe and Helmeppo?
No, it is a flashback to see. Oh yeah, Garp actually took them in and trained them, and it's like there's like a whole flashback episode for Kobe and Helmeppo, but like they weren't integrated into the
like the main like going like the story as it's progressing naturally.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was I thought that was a change, but I was like, it's been so long since I've seen the OG, these early episodes. I'm like, I don't remember Kobe and Helmeppo being in the show for a long time after Shell Island. So
yeah, it's just one of those things where they wanted to have the characters in it more, I guess.
I mean, to be fair, if they're going to do that, go on. Sorry,
they're just not like doing stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say, like them doing that with Kobe and Helmeppo, from a writing standpoint, like, and there's a way to change things that didn't happen in the source material and make it good. Keep it going. Add things. Whatnot. Lord of the Rings did it. Harry Potter did it. So I'm not opposed to stuff like Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, one of my favorite live action adaptations of all time. Did it. They made massive changes. So I'm not opposed to changes as long as the changes are done well. And I'm actually really liking the Kobe and Helmeppo stuff. I just
no, they're definitely
being
fun.
There originally.
They're fun. I just think it's weird to like integrate it and then have then like you all of a sudden you need something for Kobe to do because there's nothing for him to do originally other than train. So you need to be like, oh yeah, he's actually discovering that the government is corrupt. Like he needed to discover that. Like he literally met them at the island where Axehand Morgan was running around. You don't need to explain to this dude that the government is corrupt. It's just the option he wants to do in life. So like this part where he's discovering that the 7 warlords exist and he's like, oh my God, I can't believe the government is like corrupt. It's like, no, dude, come on.
Well, to me, the 7 warlords isn't common knowledge to average civilians though, is it?
I mean,
like the fact that the government basically gives them free reign to do whatever they want. Like,
I'm pretty sure they are well known. I'm pretty sure
they're well known. The warlords themselves are well known, but like their involvement with the government pretty much letting them do whatever. That part, I don't.
Yeah, that part.
They're sanctioned by the government, and people know.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the issue is, I think that it's just a thing of like him not knowing, but he was like a pirate with Alvida for multiple years. You can't really excuse him not knowing when he was like on a pirate ship for multiple years. Obviously, other pirates come up in conversation.
Yeah, but he seems pretty sheltered. Don't forget, he's like very naive. He doesn't really understand how the world works. So he's more of like how he's so that normies can learn about this world that they've created. Because let's face it, they've made this for normies that have never seen One Piece before.
That's true. Yeah.
I actually, while I agree they did that, I think they did it in a way that is still very welcoming to longtime fans. Like they were able to walk that line, so it's very like easy to approach for normies, but not so much so that it fundamentally changes what One Piece is. But what I was going to say about Kobe, I also, and this could just be an animation thing, he seemed a lot younger in the manga and in the anime than he does in the show, so his naivete can be a bit more excused.
He grows up quick.
Yeah.
He goes from like have you seen the image of Fat Bulma next to normal Bulma from Dragon Ball?
Fat Bulma? No,
I
I'm not.
Fat
No,
Bulma.
I've never watched the show. I just know there's
no, no. Anything that takes such a gorgeous woman and
No,
ruins
there's
her,
like-
I would be adamantly against.
It's her looking down, and it's next to her is just a tiny, pudgy version of herself, like wearing a bunny suit or something like that. Anyway, it's kind of like that.
That sounds
what,
like some Vor fan art you found. I don't know about this.
Do I
Yeah,
need to look it
that's
up?
probably what it is.
Yeah, you do, because Bulma is always the hot one.
Yeah, I'm genuinely. I thought I knew everything about Dragon Ball, but like Fat Bulma is new to me.
You took her Bulma.
Or are you thinking of when Oolong transforms into her?
Yes, that is one thing.
Oh,
That's what
okay,
I'm talking
gotcha.
about. I haven't watched the show. I don't
I'm,
know.
I'm sorry. Well, no, because I'm sitting
Okay.
here thinking like, did they change her? Or is there a flashback where she's a pudgy bitch? Like
No,
I had
but
no
this is-
concept. Okay.
This is the perfect representation because Oolong is what Kobe looks like originally, and then once you see him 100 episodes later, he turns into just tall, normal Kobe.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, he just can't get it right. That's the thing there.
Can't have
Yeah.
shit.
Oolong, does he get anything right?
No.
I mean, he was the first one to make a wish on the Dragon Ball, so he got that going for him.
Yeah,
Yeah, and all he wished for was like panties or something.
What do you mean
Yeah.
all
Yep,
he wished for?
exactly.
That's all he wished for.
You take that back.
No.
Acting like that's not the greatest thing you could have wished for on a magical
I mean, he could have
sphere
just
that can bring
asked
back
lunch for
humans.
He could have just asked lunch for a pair.
Yeah, but
Um,
if you can just ask someone and get them, are they that important?
Yes.
What was this? Bad. Because you're talking about episode 7. My biggest complaint with episode 7 is one that I don't think anyone else is gonna fucking have. But first of all, before I'm gonna preface this.
beyond your.
Well, no, it's more of a. What did you guys think of the music in this show? Because I thought the music was fucking great.
I mean, it was fine.
Yeah, did
So-
they stick with the original stuff or not? I'm not sure. I haven't
Sort
seen
of.
it,
There's Easter eggs for the original stuff scattered in throughout, like built into the composition, which was super cool to hear.
Yeah, I remembered hearing
But-
like a piano version of the original theme song.
Then when they get to Arlong Park, for no reason, out of nowhere, because it uses up a lot of big strings and woodwind and orchestral grand sounding instruments throughout the show. And then Arlong Park, there's this fucking dubstep rock music playing. It was mind blowing. And then that scene lasts for like 2 minutes, and then that music never comes back. Like it's just there for that one scene, and it drove me fucking crazy.
Sounds like somebody doing a favor for somebody else who wrote some music. Like, yeah, we'll play it here.
But yeah, that was. I know of all the things to complain about in the live action One Piece. You know that 2 minutes of dubstep music is probably not high on the list, but it drove me mad. Like,
It drove me mad. I don't know if that's gonna work. I need a better plan up there.
where's Serranos when you need him?
Yeah, don't forget the safety save, Blaine.
No, I'm not safety saving. This is
What
this
happened?
is-
What are we doing?
This is getting wiped. I can tell.
Uh-oh.
Dubstep rock. Yeah, you haven't heard of dubstep?
Yeah,
rock?
music. I don't know. I wasn't paying too much attention to the music.
What? How not? It's
But,
playing and you listen to it.
Speaking of episode 7, isn't that the episode where they spent the entire fucking time worrying about whether Zoro was gonna live or not?
I thought that was episode. Was that 7 or was it? No, I thought that was episode 6.
This is I hate 6 and 7 because it's like Baratier and then the aftermath or something like that.
Yeah, that was. That's where I'm talking about. Like the pacing for this show does get weird. Like episode 1 covers all of Shell Island. Episode 2, all of Buggy the Clown. Episode 3 and 4 do Syrup Island in 2 episodes. And like I said, pacing gets weird. Episode 5 and 6 is the Baratier stuff, and I feel like a lot of it could have been shaved off. Like I'm not upset about how they did it. Like, maybe because I just got off of how bad. I shouldn't say how bad because it's still a really good adaptation, but how lackluster 3 and 4 were. So 5 and 6, 5 and 6 felt like a blessing by comparison. But there's just a slowness to the Baratier stuff that I don't remember if it was there in the anime. So if so, I can't tell how well adapted that was.
It wasn't there at all in the anime. The one episode I watched, Mihawk shows up and leaves by the end of it. Like he shows up during it, leaves by the end of it. And it's weird that you would have it be like, oh, I'm gonna duel you in 12 hours, because then it's just like,
yeah, that was because the duel happens. Zoro doesn't challenge him to a duel in the anime, if I remember right. He just goes in on him. He's like, "What? Mihawk's here? All right, let's go."
He's
and
like,
just
Mihawk, I've been looking for you. Fight me.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
They just fight.
And Mihawk just demolishes him and then moves on because he's like he doesn't give a damn about Zoro, and only after Zoro like. And the show did this, by the way, and it did it well. You know, Mihawk gets him with the little pig sticker, and he expects Zoro to quit then, and Zoro keeps going at him. He's like, okay, I guess I kind of respect you now.
Yeah, no, that's the whole point of the scene. It's this super powerful dude recognizing Zoro as, like, a future competitor. He's just not there.
And then he gives him his scar with his giant sword. At least he did in the anime.
He does in the show as well. Well, we haven't seen the scar. Like he gives him the big gaping open wound. They patch him up, and I don't think we see him shirtless after they patch him up. But like you see him while he's fighting in the Arlong's park, like he'll be swinging his swords around. He'll stop to like grip at his chest, and then he'll keep fighting, which was a nice attention to detail. I like that they kept the fact that his wound was still fresh by the Arlong Park stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but then here's where the issue with the pacing comes in. Having it be 12 hours later, you have Nami berating Luffy and Zoro for this decision for like 12 straight hours. And then afterwards, she just keeps guilting Luffy like, you should have stopped him. You could have stopped him at any time. Why didn't you stop him from...
Yeah, okay, so is it just me, or do they really play up how bitchy Nami is?
I don't think they played up how bitchy Nami is, because she's just like that before they meet Blackbeard, because that's when she kind of realizes, oh, there's a different lifestyle and different values here. Do you remember when they meet Blackbeard? Zoro,
yes.
Yeah, Zoro, Nami,
it was on Jaya.
Yeah, because Barmelio is like pouring shit on Luffy and stuff, and they're all laughing at him. And Nami's like, why aren't you fighting back? Why aren't you fighting back? But that's kind of the point where she realizes, like Luffy did when he was a kid, like, oh yeah, there's like you aren't supposed to throw hands over fucking nothing.
Yeah, Michael, she made them promise not to fight. Well, that's why they got all the alcohol poured on them and smashed in their faces, because she had made them promise that they weren't going to.
Mm-hmm. But even then, you go back. Shanks was doing the same shit when he was confused.
Yes, and that's why he didn't care. It's like, oh, you can smash alcohol, but if you attack my friends, I'm gonna wipe you out. Exactly,
and then that's Nami realizing that attitude and mindset is kind of what changes her. In my eyes, that scene is what changes that. She just starts understanding more about Luffy and Zoro and the pirate culture.
So now that Brandon's gone, I'm gonna ask you guys, because maybe you felt this, maybe you didn't. The major issue I had with the Syrup Island stuff was when it was, first of all, the anime, the manga, they have exponential amounts of time to go in, show backstories, really have you emotionally resonate with characters. And I think with Luffy, they did that very well in the live action version. Kind of with Nami as well. But I feel like with Usopp and Zoro, they really rushed it. So I felt no emotion with their backstories, why their dreams are what they are. And not only that, but they placed for Zoro, his backstory stuff, like when he's climbing up that well, it was so oddly placed and didn't seem to resonate with the rest of what was going on in the episodes. Like, I don't know. I hated how they did Usopp and Zoro's backstories. In fact, I kind of hate how they
the only two who had proper backstories were Luffy and
Sanji.
Yeah, Sanji had a great backstory in this.
Yes, Sanji's was great. I mean, I think Nami's was fine. I'm a little I don't like Nami. I've never really been a Nami fan until the time skip. So maybe I'm biased, but I didn't care for
Maybe
Nami's
I'm
backstory in this, but I don't care for Nami in old school One Piece anyway.
Was
so.
it changed at all? Because I'm gonna be real, I was skipping Nami's backstory. I was so fucking done.
If it was changed, the general gist of how it all goes down is still there. Like, I don't think they changed enough for it to radically alter. Because I mean, like, Arlong still comes in, still ransacks Cocoa Village, still kills Nami's mom in front of her and her sister, and then Nami pledges to work for him to buy back Cocoa Village.
Yeah.
So
another
all
thing
that,
pisses
the
me
gist
off.
of it stayed the same, but I don't know if any like small details got changed.
Another thing that pisses me off: the villagers don't know that Nami is working for Arlong to buy Cocoa Village.
To be fair, they don't know that in the show either until Nami's, because in either the end of the 7th episode or the beginning of the 8th episode, I think it's near the end of the 7th, Nami finally tells her sister, because her sister sees her doing some shady shit. Nami finally tells her the truth, and then her sister runs around, tells the whole village. So by the end of the 7th episode, Cocoa Village does know. I don't remember if that's how it plays out in the anime or not, but
No, I think they know the whole time in the anime, which is what
Yeah,
makes
I think
Oh,
think he's right,
really?
Arlong's
too.
betrayal different. It makes Arlong's betrayal where he's like, "Oh, actually, you gotta keep working for me now." It makes that betrayal piss them off so much. They're like, "Nami, we've known this entire time. You've worked really hard, but you're good now. We're gonna go fight this guy." Doesn't matter.
Oh,
if
you're
we know-
right. Because Nami doesn't know the village knows, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Okay, you're right. I remember that now.
And so that really pissed me off that they changed it so that the villagers didn't know, because then you just have her sister yelling at her instead of like this kind of back and forth that they would do in the anime.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so now that I'm being a bit refreshed on more of the older episodes, yeah, I can see why you've got some issues with episodes you said 6 and 7. So okay, so we get to episode 8, final episode, Arlong, who's built up to be like the big bad. What'd you think of the Arlong stuff, how that was handled? Like the
I'm
fight
gonna say
scenes
the only thing I disliked about episode 8 was the villagers not knowing it. I think it was a fine episode by itself.
Okay, got it.
Arlong showing up throughout the entire series was kind of weird, like constantly having him show up at like Buggy's Island and capturing him, and then also
Yeah, I think that's just because every series needs a big bad to build to. And so I mean that's I think I agree with you that it's dumb, but it's a modern TV trope that, I mean, I can't really criticize One Piece for doing it without criticizing literally every single other show out there, whether it be a comic book TV show or Star Wars or whatever.
I can agree with that, but at the same time, it has that same issue where they're integrating Arlong into scenes he doesn't need to be in, kind of like they did with Garp, and it just ends up being like, oh, he shows up at the Baratier and hurts.
Okay, so when that happened, I was like, I thought it was well done. I thought that if they're gonna make that change, it worked. It's still not as good as the source material, but it wasn't a detriment to the live action show, but it is a weird change. Like, I don't know why they did it. Like, it seems unnecessary, but it also didn't detract from it,
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like some changes kind of, like, just by the fact that they're unnecessary, kind of detract from it in and of themselves. Because obviously I'm there for...
I guess the way I look at it, like, let's take the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. So let's say that you were just a casual fan of movies and whatnot, TV shows. You're not a huge Spider-Man guy. Spider-Man having organic webbing in the Sam Raimi movies doesn't detract from how well they're done as Spider-Man adaptations. You know what I mean? You can watch it and the organic webbing thing is not going to even register in your head because you don't know any better, and the overall story and movie is still enjoyable. That's kind of how I felt about a lot of the changes in this. For anyone that doesn't know the source material, this is still these changes are still competent enough to work on their own, as opposed to a lot of modern Marvel stuff where not only are they changing the source material, but they're making it actively worse to the point where it doesn't work as even like a 3-act structure or doesn't work for character development.
I do think that is an issue, because then you explain what it was in the original to people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that does sound a lot better."
Right. What I'm saying though is like let's take what's a good example of let's do WandaVision. No, WandaVision actually is decently okay for Marvel product. Let's do Miss Marvel. You know, Miss Marvel fundamentally fails not only as a adaptation of the character, but as a well-made show. Like it's structured. Oh no, get off my camera, please. It's structured poorly. Characters don't develop. They have, you know, the dialogue is awful. Like there's a bunch of stuff that when you take the adaptation aspect out of it, and let's say you were just to go in and watch it as a show, it still fails as a quality TV show, adaptation or not. Whereas this show, while it does fail in adapting certain things, it still works on, you know, on the levels of telling of storytelling.
So you're saying it
Like,
just
there's
has more
no
it has more hits than misses.
Yeah, there's no egregious plot holes. There's no, you know, again, characters lacking, you know, development. Mine's Usopp. I'm not going to get over what they did to my boy Usopp, but there's no characters that just egregiously lack character development. There's no dialogue that seems just out of place and only written to get from point A to point B. So it still at least works as a competent story, even if it's not always the most competent adaptation of a different story.
Is Usopp that the random black girl that was in the poster?
Yeah, it is.
Black girl?
Blaine thought he was a girl.
No, Serranos did, and it was hilarious.
Oh yeah, it was. Hilarious.
He was like, "Who's this random
Who's that
black chick
girl
on the cover?"
Yeah, dude. Okay, so I put my review out today, right? And for the most part, the comments have been relatively, you know, about what I expect, just normal comments. And then I got this one fucking comment, and I'm gonna read it to you because it shows that this is just one of these idiots looking to throw shade at anything they perceive as woke or whatnot. Let me see if I can pull the dumbass comments up. I hate the wokeness parts. So many blackened characters, so many Asian guys. Of course, only villains turned white. Still overall great, but I don't get why Mexican Luffy was liked. He totally failed to portray Luffy. I'm gonna debunk every bit of this motherfucker. So many blackened characters. There's one black character, and he's black in the like as far as the main crew goes, and he's black in the anime as well. He's a very light-skinned black, but Usopp is supposed to be because years ago, way before all this political correctness stuff, way before wokeness, way before anti-wokeness, whatever. Achira Oda said like 10 years ago, if these characters were from our version of Earth, what countries they'd be from. And then he said Usopp would be from Africa, which is funny because that's a fucking continent, whereas he gave everyone else countries. But anyway, so Usopp is supposed to be African, you know, black. Luffy would have been from Brazil. So yeah, Latino.
Global racism.
So yeah, Luffy would have been Brazilian. He said Zoro would be from Japan. So Asian. Clearly, they're not, you know, these aren't blackened characters. These aren't so many Asian guys. They actually casted in accordance with what Otis said years ago, what the races of these characters would be. And not only that, he's like, all the bad guys are white guys. Well, Alvida is the first bad guy. She's a fat Latino bitch. Arlong is played by a black guy. And then Buggy and Captain Morgan are supposed to be white. They were white in the fucking anime as well. So what do you mean this show isn't woke at all? They're being accurate to the source material. I don't get why these these people who want to find the wokeness in everything, they piss me off.
Yeah. Why you gotta be so anti-woke that you become dumb? Well,
no, and that's really what it is. Because like there is a problem with, you know, obviously I've built a channel on the idea of, you know, it's about 70% of my videos throwing a fit about wokeness. But the people who are anti-wokeness to the degree where they'll look for it and everything are retarded. Like there's already so many problems with live action anime adaptations. You don't need to go trying to find, you know, political, social shit as well. Like if someone tried to watch the modern day Death Note, the Netflix Death Note, and threw a fit because L was black, I'd be like, fuck you. There's so many more problems with that movie than L being black, and like that's literally the least of the movie's problems.
True.
Also, the guy that played L, black or not, like right ethnicity of the character or not, he was also the most accurate to the in terms of his mannerisms. The actor did his job the best of anyone in that show, in that movie.
True. Unlike everyone else involved.
Right.
God, that's just
but yeah, it just goes
how could
to
you
show
not
that
just say like, oh, what if we dropped the Death Note in America? What would happen? You had to be like, oh, what if we copy pasted all this shit and it doesn't make any sense?
Well, and that's one of the things I semi-defend the Death Note movie for that reason, because the director went, you know, a lot of people ignored what he was saying, but he was saying from the get-go, this is not a remake of the anime. We're telling a what if story.
But then
What
he
if
names
it happened?
everybody the same
And then
thing.
exactly, that's what I was about to say. But then he names everyone the same. It's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's either its own original what if story or it's an adaptation. He tried to do this weird middle ground thing, and it was fucking stupid.
It was stupid.
But let's not bitch about a movie that came out in 2017. We're busy talking about One Piece.
I mean, we could do both.
Yeah, we got all that.
So what do you think of the choreography then? Pops and Michael, like, because I was actually very impressed with it.
Oh yeah, it was fine. And then Pops also didn't see the show.
No, I haven't seen it, but
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you said you hadn't seen it. My bad.
No, but it was definitely fine. Like, I didn't hate it, and that's probably the best thing.
Yeah, it was not the most like over the top, best choreography ever. But like I've been watching Ahsoka, and Ahsoka has been just. I'm an Ahsoka fan as far as the character goes. Ahsoka is one of my top 5 favorite Star Wars characters of all time. I'm fucking hating this show because I went in. I as much as I know Disney Star Wars isn't Star Wars, as much as I hate almost everything that comes from it, for some reason my naive idiot self still went in with the hope that this will be good. It's an Ahsoka show. Ahsoka's amazing. Dave Filoni's making it. While I have major problems with Dave Filoni, Ahsoka is his baby, his character that he always has done right by. So maybe the show will be good. It's been some of the, if not the worst Star Wars I've ever seen. So the reason I bring that up is because the choreography in Ahsoka has just been some of the slowest, most lethargic, weightless choreography I've seen for fight scenes.
Kids
and then to watch a live action, what?
Kids with foam swords kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And so then when you watch a live action anime adaptation, something that is, things that have the reputation of being just the utmost dog shit, and they are crushing Star Wars, which has been a cinematic dynasty for years. What does that say about, first of all, the quality of Star Wars, that a live action anime adaptation is doing better than them? But also, I'm genuinely impressed at the level of work that went into making this that much. I don't know, believable is the right word because it's still an anime adaptation, but there actually feels like there's like weight to it. When people get hit, like you feel the impacts. When you see people moving around, they're doing it
using the Jackie Chan method.
Pace. What?
Are they using the Jackie Chan method?
Like
when a punch comes in, it then like zooms in on the punch and actually shows the impact of the punch rather than cutting away from the punch.
Oh yeah, you actually do see. They don't do a whole lot of cutaways in this. You're seeing full on impact, and it's great. It's like, I've been very happy with how the fight scenes have been handled in this show.
That's good. That always drives me nuts when they cut away from stuff, and I'm like, no, show me the hit.
I'm surprised at the amount of blood and gore in it. I mean, it's not over the top. It's not Mortal Kombat or anything, but like it's far more uncensored than I expected a Netflix One Piece to be. Like there's in the first episode, Zoro straight up cleaves a dude in half, and you see his like bloody insides.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
They don't do stuff like that often, but when it like there's at one point Alvida brings the her spiked club down on some dude's head, and it doesn't show it you bring in like when she brings down the club, that the scene does cut that, and then she's like, Kobe, clean this up, and it shows him mopping, and he's just mopping up all this like blood and shit on the ship's deck. Like it's doing more than I thought it would, which was cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good too having the creator like overseeing it as well, because then he can be like, no, don't do that. Yes, do that.
I didn't believe it. Like, they've been saying forever that he was heavily involved. And like, yeah, well, they said the same thing about Dragon Ball Evolution. They said the same thing about Cowboy Bebop. I'm fucking tired of people saying the creator was involved when really they have glorified, executive producer credits to shut the weebs up. No, apparently Oda actually was involved in this. And it shows.
Yeah, I can believe
it. Yeah.
Leon just put it perfectly for me. Like I just wanted to rage in here and say, yes, the creators were involved, but then the corporate overlords just came in and said, we need to change this, and this, and this, and your vision is meaningless, but whatever, we want to keep the name.
Yeah, exactly. Like, have you ever heard of Akira Toriyama talk about being on set for Dragon Ball Evolution? It sounds like a nightmare experience. He was basically there to eat sandwiches and jerk off. Like,
Yes,
they didn't listen to a
exactly.
damn thing he said.
Exactly.
I swore
Oh
these
my
things
God.
were like ransom letters. Like he was trying to send us a message that he was in pain and in trouble. Because they
Yeah.
just look so goofy. But I guess they're real.
Oh yeah, they're
Well,
all.
Shinichiro Watanabe said that he tried to watch the Cowboy Bebop live action show and he turned it off after the first scene because it wasn't his Cowboy Bebop.
Yep. He's like, I don't know what I watched, but that wasn't mine.
I
There
believe
you
it.
go.
Believe it.
Mhm.
That's why these guys need a clause in the contract that says if I don't like something, I kill the whole project right there. And
Oh.
kill you,
I'm
you guys
wondering
gotta
if
do what I
Oda
say.
But
has
then the
something like
project
that
would never
because
happen
there's-
in the first place. They would never allow that in the first place. This is the thing with the modern media right now is they want sustainability. They want the ability to say, okay, we have an IP that we can get huge amount of audience from, but we can fuck around with it. And as soon as you fuck with that IP, the people that would be your guaranteed audience are gonna fuck off and tell you where to go and how to get there.
Well, did you guys see that article that was shared by it was by Bounding Into Comics, so I'm not usually a huge fan of, but they were talking about how the lead one of the producers behind Cowboy Bebop came out and said, yeah, what we learned from Cowboy Bebop is that we should follow the source material. That's what fans are expecting. I'm like, you just fucking now look. Let me see if I can find the article because it is
Yeah, I'm sorry.
freaking
That's
hilarious.
I think I
Like,
saw that.
let's see. I'm scrolling through here. I'm sure I will find it.
Speaking of Ahsoka, I saw a meme today that was like, I watched Ahsoka for the plot. And it was like the plot. And it was a bunch of like Twi'lek butts. And I was like, I have never seen more flat butts in my life. They couldn't even get that right. Like,
Yeah, Star Wars won't let women be sexy. Like at one point,
That's
this
really
bitch gets
weird
stabbed
because
with
I
a
remember.
lightsaber.
I remember.
I'm surprised. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I remember Hera being kind of having a big ass, but let me check.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hera was thick in the animated shows.
My stepdaughter's best friend, who is over, and we were laughing about the Ahsoka, what's it called, episode 3. She said, "Oh my God, why doesn't she have a bum? Like seriously, you would want to get like an actress that would be sexually attractive in that role."
Not if you're
But-
Disney.
Yeah, it's almost like they want every woman to be a man, but less like a responsibility and taking care of business. Okay, I just want to say, you remember that hologram meeting that Hera had with like Mon Mothma and all the other people?
Who looked nothing like
started-
Mon Mothma, by the way.
Yeah, who's like who would be 95 fucking years old, and she looks like she's 32. Anyways,
Yeah.
but they start off the conversation with small talk BS, like you're at some like wine mixer. Like, how is your friend? What's going on with that? It's just like, are you serious? You're talking to a general. You guys are like high ups in a government position, and you're talking to a general, and you make small talk right at the beginning. It blows.
Oh, dude, and then when she
blew
tried,
my
when
mind.
Hera tried to flex on that senator dude, and she's all like, "Oh, did you fight in the war?" And he's like, "No." It's like, "Oh, so you just stood back to take the side of whoever won?" Like, motherfucker, this is a senator. You're just a fucking general in the army. You don't talk to senators like that. But you need your girl power.
No,
shit.
you don't. Yes, it's mind blowing that it's like the writers have no idea what they're doing, and they're just like by the seat of their own pants. They just want to throw out what they would do in this situation, not like research what people in that situation would do. This is why Drinker and Disparu and like Nerdrotic and stuff have this huge problem with all these new Star Wars shit that comes out, where you go from being highly like strategic with everything you're doing to go to.
Speaking of strategic, how are they going to do? Thrawn is the king of strategy, and given the writing for this fucking show, what is his strategy going to be? You mean the greatest tactician in Star Wars history is? I'm terrified of how they're going to write this character.
Oh, please don't.
Blaine,
Yeah, and of course,
I sent you that article if you want to pull it up. By the way.
Oh, sweet.
And of course, my dad and I have read the Thrawn trilogy like a couple times over.
Because it's the best Star Wars content in existence.
Yes, and we've sat in the garden and bullshitted about like how good the writing was on the Thrawn trilogy, and like smoked a joint and go, wasn't that great? Where Thrawn figured out how to work everyone out to become like their own enemy. It's like, oh, it's great.
Yeah, Thrawn is without easily the best character in just, at least best villain in Star Wars history, like bar none.
Okay,
real Thrawn.
Bane is
my second favorite, but I will take Thrawn over Bane. But
and Darth Revan. Revan.
I see. I have trouble calling Revan a villain, but yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. And of course, I'm a Star Wars fanatic, so it fucking hurts me what Disney is doing to Star Wars right now.
I'm already 3 episodes deep. I feel like I can't quit Ahsoka. If anything else, I don't normally make rage like in my opinion, I don't normally make rage bait content in terms of like if I go in to watch a TV show, I'm usually watching it because I genuinely am interested. Like I didn't watch She-Hulk, for example. I didn't watch what was the Star Wars thing before this?
Andor.
Yeah, I didn't watch Andor. I didn't watch She-Hulk because like
no, I'm not going to go in. Mauler.
I've heard Andor is actually good, so I might give
Andor.
I've heard. Yeah, so I might give Andor a shot. But generally, I don't go in watch stuff that I know I'm gonna hate just to make content on it. And that's so like when I went in to watch Ahsoka, I was genuinely hoping for something good. But now, like, I've seen 3 episodes, I feel like I gotta stick it out. And if nothing else, at least I'll have content. Like that wasn't my goal, and that's not usually my thing. But at this point, I need to call this shit out because it's
actually, Leon, I really liked your last video calling out how garbage.
Thank you.
The last episode was. I really liked it. I even shared it on Twitter if you saw that. So I thought that was actually more entertaining than the actual episode was.
It's so like Ahsoka's whole fighting style is supposed to be based on her quick, fast agility, and she's just like 2-stepping while she swings lightsabers. Then she's not holding her proper fighting stance by the fucking way.
Oh, you mean the 47-year-old woman who's out of shape can't do like?
Dude, there was a time when Rosario Dawson was one of, if not my favorite actress in Hollywood, and there was a long time where I thought she was like the hottest woman in Hollywood. And so when they announced her as Ahsoka, oh, dude, I was so stoked. It was like Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. This is gonna be great, and I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
No, you're not an idiot. You just had your expectations a little too high.
So if I can interject on that.
Yes, you can.
Remember the original Star Wars? Before there were special editions, the lightsaber battle between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, and just how stiff that was compared to how things were shown in later battles.
Yes.
Right.
That's what I would compare it to.
But no, I wouldn't even compare to that because while that fight is stiff, while the fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader is stiff, they are still holding themselves like people who know what they're doing. Their body language at least convinces you that these are trained fighters.
Agreed.
Whereas Ahsoka, it just seems like unchoreographed flailing.
Okay, so there's a.
Sorry, I was watching it.
Okay, so
it was pretty good.
Shad and my buddy have hooked me up with this video. Like it's from a movie from Harvey Keitel, when they're actually fighting with rapiers, and when you actually have something that could do damage, like these things, there's a different way to fight, and it makes sense that you're not going to just be like spinning around and shit. Like you're not going to do a lot of Iruso stuff. Like it makes no sense to be flipping and like doing like twirling shit when you have like 25,000 degree temperature plasma at your disposal to stab someone in the face.
Well, and like, because yeah, you're talking about doing flips and shit. There's a scene in episode 2 where Ahsoka turns around and like she does this spinning attack, despite the fact that she's like 6 feet or more from her opponent, her back totally exposed when he's got he's got a double bladed lightsaber. Like, you don't just expose your entire backside like that. It's, you know, in One Piece, Zoro says a scar on the back is the greatest shame for a swordsman, because you always face your opponent. Now, I get it. You want to do some twirls and stuff to look flashy every now and again, like, because it looks cool on camera. But if you're doing it at, you know, like real life 20 frames a second, then it doesn't fucking look cool. So it's not justified.
Wait, was that a One Piece reference?
Yes.
Yeah, a scar on the back is the worst.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Okay. Do you know, okay, I want to just like cut to this real quick. Does everyone think that the One Piece remake or what's it called, live action, will be okay?
I watched all of it. I'm halfway through my second viewing. Yeah, we were talking about that before you hopped in.
I know about One Piece and I like the idea of it, but will it be worth my time to watch?
Yes, I think so. I think that well, sort of. Let me because this is what I said in my review. People, even let's say this wasn't a live action adaptation. Let's say that One Piece didn't exist ever until now, and this is like an original product. It is still a wonky action comedic show about teenage pirates. There's going to be a barrier of entry for that level of zaniness, regardless of whether it's an anime adaptation or not. So if you know going in that, you know, it's going to be cartoonishly fun, then yes, you're going to like it. It's not a bad anime adaptation like, you know, Dragon Ball Evolution, but it is still, it keeps the spirit of One Piece alive. It is very cartoony in a respectful way.
Respectful way. Okay.
I actually liked the Dragon Ball movie. I just disliked how off canon it felt.
Yeah, that was awful.
Oh my god!
I did enjoy watching it. I just don't think it was canon. It just didn't feel right.
I need to walk away from the mic for a second.
So you liked it as a movie if it wasn't
Leon was
Dragon
making.
Ball?
If the anime and the manga never existed, and you saw it, would you have liked it?
Still no, it's still a poorly made movie
compared to a lot of adaptations. It's not one of the better ones. I agree with that, but
I mean, my answer is still
I did enjoy it, but just because I enjoyed it doesn't mean it's great.
No, I like taking the adaptation aspect out of it aside, it still just has some of the most wooden acting, some of the worst wire work, some of the most boring choreography for a kung fu movie. It's you know, it would be a parody of a Bruce Lee movie if it wasn't an adaptation of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that's You think?
I watched that movie. I've unfortunately seen that movie 4 times because for whatever reason, every few years I get this inclination that maybe there's something in it of value, and I go back and try and watch it again, only to be like, Leon, you fucking moron! Like, why'd you do that to yourself? Because I've never.
I'm so curious.
Anything of value.
Veritax, what other kung fu movies have you seen?
Kung fu movies?
Yeah.
Movies with punching and kicking and a lot of Asian people usually.
He must have seen like The Last Dragon, right?
Oh, it's been a long time since I've
seen
that.
How about like
one.
Jet Li's The One?
Jet Li's The One definitely would be one of them.
Okay.
I've seen several of Jackie Chan's movies, but half the time I don't know whether to take them seriously or as comedy.
Would you rather watch a Jackie Chan movie or the Dragon Ball movie?
Oh, hands down, Jackie Chan.
Okay, yeah. What about a
also,
Jet Li
just
movie?
to ask, was that shade being thrown at The Last Dragon, or was that a compliment towards The Last Dragon?
Like
that movie's fucking great. Okay.
Yeah, I like Last Dragon. Damn, it's great.
Yeah,
and I do see your point about how the martial artists in it really wasn't all that great.
I can't think of a single like kung fu related movie that I would.
I wasn't watching it to see fighting
Dragon
styles.
Ball.
I was watching it to see Dragon Ball. How could it be done on screen?
I guess.
And then it wasn't.
Was it Dragon
but it's
Ball,
disappointing because I didn't feel like they could do anything with it afterwards. It's like
No, I think that if anything proved us that Dragon Ball could be done on screen, and hear me out, this is going to sound strange, but Man of Steel. Because Man of Steel showed us very, like regardless of what you think of it as a Superman movie, from a visual effects standpoint and the way they're doing these these flying fight scenes at high speed, showed that a Dragon, and it looked good from a VFX standpoint, showed that if they use similar tactics in making a Dragon Ball movie, it could work. Now, how do you adapt other things like the big hair, the characters, the world? I don't know about that, but from a visual effects standpoint, Man of Steel is in my opinion is proof Dragon Ball can be done.
You know what I think is proof Dragon Ball can be done?
One Piece.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Come on.
Oh, I was gonna say the Matrix, but okay.
Matrix is okay, but flying around, combat, I'm about it.
Yeah.
People in the
like-
chat are listing off Jet Li
Yeah,
movies, and I have yet to see Romeo Must Die, and that is
Romeo Must Die.
oh,
Ip Man. Ip
Yeah,
Man
yeah,
is
Joe
such
character
good.
that is a ninja.
Those are great. Ip Man and Iron Monkey. If you haven't seen that one, or Once Upon a Time in China, there's
I'm not
three of
saying
those
I'm
movies.
not even familiar with Iron Monkey. That one doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, that's a good one.
Iron Monkey's good.
Yeah, I hear good
What,
things about
what
it.
year did that Dragon Ball movie come out? Was that in like early 2000s?
2009, I believe.
It might
So-
feel really dated if I watched it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
2009.
dated when
There's
it
been
came out, but it was
so
definitely-
many
Yeah, 2009.
improvements since. So
We'll just let that statement hang. and you've said that you would rather watch any other kung fu movie, so I think we're in accord, I believe.
yeah, I didn't.
But
I'll leave it at that.
that's the craziest thing I've heard anyone say.
So
on
about
my
that
stream.
Death Note movie, right? Like,
You know, it wasn't.
And
that
Tim doesn't
bad.
understand the cost graph, the supply and demand graph.
what's even more mind blowing is that movie made box office bank in China. Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh, of course it did.
Imagine Kung Fu Panda live action is what Dakasuro says.
Isn't
watch
there one
Kung
of
Fu
those
Panda.
in the works actually?
Have
Is
Chow
there
Yun Fat
really?
get actually
I think
fat?
there is a live action Kung Fu Panda coming. I don't know
Oh,
when.
no.
There's a live
I hope it
action.
takes
What's
its
that other
time.
famous DreamWorks one? Not Kung Fu Panda. How to Train Your Dragon. There's live action How to Train Your Dragon coming, and I don't see the point in doing that. I mean, I just got done talking about how great One Piece was, but I don't see the point in doing a live action How to Train Your Dragon because it's I don't know. Maybe it's because I've never actually seen the movie, but does it really have enough cultural significance to warrant a live action remake, or is DreamWorks just copying Disney?
They're just
Yes,
copying
this movie
Disney.
is very
I think.
popular.
It is insanely popular. There's like multiple How to Train Your Dragons. It's
Yeah, there's like
there is
four
no
or
way
something
this
like that.
There's
there's
a TV
no way
show.
this doesn't
3 movies,
make,
a TV show. You know, there's a lot.
There's no reason this doesn't make bank. Now, are they going to do it well? No, but you know what? We'll see
Okay,
our
maybe I'm just
first
underestimating the popularity of How I Met Your Dragon.
How I Met Your Dragon. Yeah, exactly. Well, that may be the real story when they have the crazy race swapped Vikings going on, and it's like, I mean,
Oh, it's gonna be
maybe.
one of those.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
main chick has already been race swapped.
Wait, what? You're joking. You're
No,
joking.
I'm not.
No, he's
They've
not
already
joking.
changed
Yeah,
the
that's and it's silly. And she's like American dark South black.
See, I've never seen it, so I don't even know what the main girl looks like. But since it's about Vikings, I imagine she's usually like white. So
Does that mean
Huh.
she's gonna have a
Yeah.
southern drawl?
No, it's even worse than you think. Oh my
Hey, at least
god.
we're finally gonna get that one line adapted by Odin's Fade.
Oh no.
oh my
Oh,
god.
no.
So okay, back to One Piece for a moment. So
gonna bring
Usopp
this
doesn't
up.
know his father, right? Like Usopp is, or he's not
I
seen
need
his
to go
father
side
since he
by
was like
side
8 or
here.
so
Yeah,
years
yeah.
old, 6 years old, and so. Near the end of the show, they're all saying their dreams. They're all like making a promise. And when Usopp goes to make his promise, I swear to God, I thought they were gonna have the black guy say, my dream is to find my dad, which because that's one of Usopp's big motivations in the anime and manga. I was like, oh my god, please have the black character say, I'm gonna find my dad.
Just give her blonde hair, please.
No, and if I remember, it gets weirder because if I look, what is this actress's name? Because they've been lightening her in all of the like promo stuff.
You're
Carolyn
joking. There's no
Henderson.
way.
Wait, no. You mean they're white facing
Carolyn
her?
Henderson.
They're
Carolyn
whitewashing her.
Henderson?
They're whitewashing her. Is that the right term?
Because she looks like Zendaya right now.
I thought she looked like kind of like an off-brand Hunger Games girl, fucking first actress of all time.
Yeah, her.
He wants to say Emma Stone, but that's not right. Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer
You
Lawrence.
think she
Oh
looks
well,
like
Jennifer Lawrence was the first human being ever. So
Yep, she was. Adam was made from her rib.
yes, exactly. She's the emperor of mankind. Actually, like she created the Warhammer 40K universe.
Dr. Suro says, or you could just have a Brave live-action film. JK, no one remembers that movie. That's another. I never saw Brave. I don't know if it's
It's
any good
forgettable. It's
Or not. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it is.
You just don't need to watch it.
Yeah, I was never a big Disney guy growing up. Like, I was a big like old school Disney because my aunt would show me all like the old
Punisher.
like 30s through 70s movies. But like I missed
Nice.
a bunch of the Disney like Renaissance. Apparently, I've never seen Aladdin. I had never seen Mulan. I'd never seen Pocahontas. Never seen.
Oh my god!
Until
Really?
recent.
You saw
Until-
Lion King, right?
Mulan.
Yeah,
Mulan
I saw
and-
Lion King. And I saw
Mulan
Hercules.
is amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
I saw Lion
the
King. And I saw
animation is
Hercules.
great.
But
So,
until
what,
2
you
years
didn't
ago,
see
I'd
the
never
Aladdin
seen Hunchback
series
of Notre
either?
Dame. Huh?
You didn't see the Aladdin series either?
The
'Cause it was
Aladdin
hilarious.
animated
The
series.
Aladdin-
I did see the Aladdin series
is
growing up.
actually
Yeah,
really good too.
yeah. I saw the Aladdin series growing up. I saw the Timon and Pumbaa series growing up, which I mean I'd seen Lion King, so that one was a given. But
Yeah.
I'd never seen Beauty and the Beast. I'd never seen.
Oh my god.
Let's see. I think that covers it from that period.
Little
of time.
Mermaid.
Wait, Leon,
So-
have you seen Old Boy?
I've seen the original, like the Asian Old Boy. I've not seen the American remake, which I've heard is garbage. So I love Old Boy. Old Boy is fantastic.
Okay.
As far as your Little Mermaid was the first movie I ever saw in theaters, but I was so young I don't remember seeing it. So I've technically seen it, but no, I've not actually seen it. I was like 2 years old when I saw it in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I would-
I'd never seen Pocahontas. I did see Tarzan, Doc. I did see Tarzan. I did see Emperor's New Groove. I hated Tarzan when I was a kid. Now, as an adult, I rewatched it and I really like it. But as a kid,
How did you not love Tarzan?
Because I love George of the Jungle more.
really,
Characters don't
really
look the
sad
same.
when his dad died. Like his dad finally acknowledged him as one of their own, and then he dies.
Do
and it
you know?
crushed little Leon.
Can you show me something familiar about?
I know
these
exactly why
creatures
Blaine like
me?
that.
Look, I'm just saying. Have you,
You know-
seen Jane?
It's all about Phil Collins,
Yeah,
man.
well,
yeah.
I would swing through trees for Jane.
Hell yeah.
Would you choke to death for Jane?
No.
I would.
She might
choke
pull on your vine
Jane
for you.
to orgasm.
I was gonna say, where is it? So yeah, this is what she looks like in The Last of Us. This is the character she's gonna play, and this
Who's she playing The Last of Us?
I don't know. And this is the face that they've given her.
Wow,
to
you're right. They
represent.
whitewashed the fuck out of her for that photo.
Yeah, that's pretty different, especially the hair.
Dude, her eyes look like a Barbie doll's eyes. Like,
It's like they're ashamed of it. It's like, what? Come on, if you're gonna
Like,
cast,
she's
weird,
really
then do it.
pretty. Like she's really pretty, but she's the wrong casting.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's just like Brie Larson with Captain Marvel. It's like they're very good looking, but they're just the wrong.
Ever casting
person.
Brie Larson for anything is a mistake,
Mhm.
unless you want,
Okay, let's-
unless you're
okay,
casting a
let's be
total
honest.
bitch.
Let's be
Agreed.
honest. She's not the best person, but let's be honest, she's gorgeous. Come on.
see,
Would-
no,
yeah,
I-
if you're
I-
casting
I-
a
bitch,
I-
she's
I-
not a
she's
person.
mid.
Would you
She's
turn
just
down Brie
average.
Larson?
No.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Now, if I talked to her, I don't think I would get anywhere.
Oh yeah. Well, you wouldn't.
You're not a 7-foot Canadian.
Okay, I'm not 7 feet. I'm 6'7". Calm down.
Probably weighs less than Brie
Every
Larson,
time
though.
you say
5
that, my brain
inches.
says 7'6". Got it.
I'm
Jim and I
not
are
sure
says he
about my
thinks that
ability
Blaine
to
is like
Huge.
Matt Pat, surprisingly straight
judge
theater
80s
kid.
Disney movies. I remember enjoying The Black Cauldron, but everybody says it's the worst Disney movie of that.
I loved the Black Cauldron growing up. That
No,
was one of
that's
the
good
ones.
stuff.
I loved the Black Cauldron.
I did not
Holy
like Black
shit.
Cauldron.
I've never seen Black Cauldron.
I want to see them do a live action remake of The Black Cauldron and then try to wokeify it.
I want them to do the Sword and the Stone.
The African American Cauldron.
Oh my god, Leon. Oh my god.
So who would
We
you
did have a
cast in a
voodoo
woke
guy.
version of Sword in the Stone as Merlin?
Yes, I want no.
For
I want-
Merlin?
I want
Both
no. I
women.
want a. I
Make
want
them both
Idris
women.
Alba with a long beard.
15-year-old girl who is like 45 pounds, pull the sword out of the stone and be like Joan of Arc and be like the most like space
I'd be
marine.
Guinevere, but okay.
Yes. Or be the most space marine chick who's ever lived. Like
Queen Aretha.
Like, yes, Queen Aretha. I want to see them just woke the shit out of everything now. I want them to just bury themselves, dig up stupid.
See, I can get behind. I can get behind wokeify gender swapping for one actress, and that's Tilda Swinton. Any character that a guy plays, if you cast Tilda Swinton instead, I'm like, okay, this still works. Like,
Oh, she's the most androgynous actress ever.
yeah.
I just don't
I
like
would-
Tilda
She's
Swinton.
one of the
Would
best
still-
parts
would
of
still
the
bang her.
Keanu Reeves Constantine movie, where she plays. I think she plays Gabriel. The
Oh
Archangel
gosh,
Gabriel.
that's
Would
such
still
a
bang.
good one.
Would.
Freaking love Constantine.
And the real problem with that is that she gets typecast.
Typecast.
Yeah.
She made herself that. She
Yeah.
was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get real tiny, and then
Wait, what was that
Stay
movie
like
where
this.
she was like she was an American CIA agent and she was killing Russian assets? Oh my
Hmm.
god, what movie was that? Oh my god.
I don't know. But every time I try to think of like doing a woke version of Merlin, I keep thinking of like awesome suggestions, like Lawrence Fishburne. Like, how
Oh,
cool
that
would
would
that
be great.
Fuck yeah. Why not Samuel L. Jackson?
No, he's too rough.
Well, that's
He's
still-
too
that's
rough.
still
You gotta have like a
fucking
Forrest
Danny
Whitaker
Glover
in
for
there.
going black.
No,
You're gonna
Morgan
pull that-
Freeman.
You're gonna pull that sword, motherfucker.
He has just enough sense of humor.
Now it's got to be Dave Chappelle.
Oh my
What,
god.
you really think you're gonna pull that sword out of the
but
rock?
he's not. But he's not Merlin. If it's Dave Chappelle, he's not Merlin. He's just his character from Robin Hood Men in Tights who got really old.
I swear to God, I would pay
God, he said that.
$10,000 right now if Dave Chappelle made was Merlin in a new Sword in the Stone movie. I swear to fucking God, I would pay. I put $10,000 on it right now.
I'd
You have
watch
that kind of
it
money?
immediately.
Yes. Oh, right now. Yes, easily.
Well, I know who I'm gonna talk to next
Easily.
in real life.
Let's do this. If he would answer my DMs, please.
Yeah, that
No,
10 grand's not gonna go
$10,000
real
I mean,
far in
Dude,
the.
speaking of Dave Chappelle, dude, I'm gonna kill my fucking little brother. He just got to see him live like last month. Jealous.
Yeah, he
as
doesn't
shit.
have anything else to live for. That's good. That's a good choice.
Brother has nothing else to live for? Oh, man.
No, my little brother lives in Austin, Texas, so he like lives literally minutes from the comedy mothership.
Is
Got
that a
Nurse Rose
euphemism or is that like an
Comedy
actual
No,
word?
mothership.
No,
Yeah.
the comedy
Comedy
mothership. It's Joe Rogan's new comedy club.
Oh,
Oh, he's got a new one.
okay. Is that
Yeah,
it's
Joe
called
Rogan opened a comedy club.
mothership. So when I search it online,
Yeah, it just says Comedy Mothership.
There you
Oh.
go.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
name of the
okay.
venue.
it's better than the Comedy Store in LA.
And you guys
where
see
we
you see what people are talking about, the late night comedians all having a podcast and nobody likes it.
Oh my god!
Yeah, because they're cringe as fuck.
Dude, if it's gonna be like a live podcast, like with chat turned on and shit like that, just imagine the
No, they just
roasting.
upload it, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, it's like, oof. They seriously pulled out the "Hey Jimmy," and they did the thing where it's like, "Oh, you mean the other
Yeah, I saw
Jimmy?
the ad.
Jimmy Fallon?
Oh,
you
you mean
Fallon or
Jimmy
Jimmy
Fallon,
Kimmel?
not me."
And then John Oliver tries to tries to be funny. He's like, "It's on Twitter, motherfuckers," or whatever. Like it was.
Oh,
I was so.
That's
like,
the
I
only
don't
reason he has a
usually use the
career is
word
because he
cringe,
says
but
fuck
it
with a
was
British
cringe.
accent.
it's so terrible.
What?
And cringe.
Oh, the only reason John Oliver has a career is because he says fuck with a British accent.
Yeah, no, I think you're entirely. I mean, same
I
reason
wish
that
you
James
were
Corden
wrong.
has any fucking career.
I really wish you were wrong.
I wish it were not true, but it is.
It is.
It is. Titties.
Titties?
Titties.
Blaine does have a podcast. This is more or less a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, what else
No,
would you call it?
No,
I
This is,
syndicated.
this is an internet convo with friends.
I do have it serialized or syndicate,
Rhonda,
whatever the hell
stop
the
that.
term is, onto the Google podcast thing. So
Oh, you're are
You in
on Kick
syndication?
right now? Are you on Kick?
oh, I'm always on Kick. Yeah.
Okay. Just
Every night on Kick.
I'll open you up on Kick.
But like Google, like YouTube has this new like podcast thing, so you can like add playlists to it. So everything in my live stream playlist is just doubled into a podcast.
Is that worth doing? Do you know? Because I've thought about doing the same thing.
I don't think so.
Yeah, here's Michael Knowles' take on it.
Shows anymore. So, in order to fight back against this and try to make some
Oh,
money
that kicks
for the
Blaine
staff of
straight
these
up.
shows, all of the big late night hosts, Stephen Colbert,
I'm still down
Jimmy
here.
Kimmel,
Oh, that
Jimmy
lags it.
Fallon, Seth Meyers, all of these guys are doing what all white men in America are obliged to do, which is start a podcast. Here's their podcast.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's just us.
See,
Yeah.
but I like that he calls out that that it's an obligation for all white men. That's why I always have very diverse guests on my show because diversity matters.
Are you guys diverse? I don't know. I'm just letting
Leon, pump it
everybody
up
on
his
here.
ESG score so you can get a little bit of that Larry Fink titty.
You know, I'm
Oh, dude, I
just
can't. Yeah, no. Every time I get someone like there was a one I did a couple weeks ago. It was like
I'm a
an all-woman
brown
podcast
Doberman
for me,
female.
like, and I was like, yeah, we're
Nice,
doing a
that'll work.
special women's only stream, and I only had female guests, and like it was fun, and I always love introducing oh, I've got someone coming on. I was like, all
Okay,
right,
all
because we
you
need
all
more
you gotta
diversity
do,
on the show.
Leon, is
Here's
you
a
gotta put
black
on
person.
eyelashes, and then you're good.
Well, I mean, have you not seen when I occasionally dress in drag on other people's shows and do a character called Leona, so that I've transitioned. That way, I can help their social credit scores on.
I
their live
love
streams.
it when
what's
you
your
do
female
that,
voice?
Leon. I love it
What's your
when you
female
do that.
voice sound like?
Oh no.
Yeah,
Is it
I'm
Southern
gonna-
Dixie chick?
No, that's my favorite type of NPC to play in Dungeons and Dragons. My DM is, oh honey, I love doing
Oh,
me a
he's
Southern
dead.
girl. Like every shopkeeper is a Southern belle. Like it's so much.
That's
fucking
pretty
fun.
great. That's really good that
Yeah.
you can be doubled.
I gotta turn off Armored Core just so I don't get so much lag.
Don't make me sad.
yeah, he doesn't get to play it.
God damn.
'Cause he's
Blaine's just
Fire
sitting
Emblem.
here crying, losing at Fire Emblem.
Yeah, losers don't get to play Armored Core, huh? Isn't that crazy?
Doc Asaro says dress up like a twink or a femboy. Here's the great thing about that. Doc is since I've been doing this diet and lost 40 pounds, I can fit in a Hot Topic small again. I'm already a twink or a femboy at this point. I'm wearing a
You're
Hot Topic small.
small.
That's
Hot Topic
Jeez.
small. I'm wearing a Hot Topic small right now.
How
Really
tall
are.
are you?
5'8".
Yeah, I was gonna say you're just like about an inch or two taller than me. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you're only a
Oh,
couple.
yeah.
You're only a
Yeah.
couple inches smaller than me.
Yeah. Can
Yeah,
you,
yeah. I'm not tall at all.
Lucifer, can
You
even
mean
fit
feet.
can you even fit a Hot Topic small around your head? Like that's.
No.
Dude, so
Wears
I
it as a
bought-
sock.
I bought kayaks a few days ago, and I can't believe that they actually fit me. It was hilarious when I put my feet out, and my stepdaughter, who's like 4'11", got in one, and she's, oh, these are so comfy. And I got in one, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually comfortable in this. This was the greatest buy ever. This never happens for me. I know this is like first world problems for all of you people that you know, oh, stuff fits me. Yeah, it doesn't happen for people like me. Sorry for bringing that up.
Don't apologize.
I've never seen any clothes in the men's section that didn't fit me. Except for being too big.
You just got to shop at Mr. Big and Tall, is all.
Well, yeah, big and tall. Everything is super fat. Like, try to find pants that are my size. Try to find shoes that are my size. 13 and a half.
Basically impossible.
So, you know, I'm 5'8" and racist, so I shop at Mr. Bigot and Short. So. The obligatory. I'm not actually racist. It was a joke comment. You know.
Don't
just in case someone looks at this later.
Yeah, I'm clipping that. I'm clipping that. Yeah, caffeine.
Tim says I personally wear a medium.
Yeah, medium.
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 Sounds like
he buys his shirts and pants in medium and small for small underwear for his dick. Love you, Tim.
My condom size is small. At the most.
Mine is I don't wear them.
Hey.
You're either 5'9", 5'10", 140, or 50 pounds.
Wow.
This is a lot of numbers.
Quite a range there. 90 pounds.
Is that the end of your cut cycle? And by cut cycle, I mean when you were bulimic? Like, how the hell do you get down to 50 pounds?
Jim and I are no. I said I'm a racist, not a rapist. I'm not Catholic.
Zing.
Oh man.
Is somebody playing Armored Core in the background?
Oh, okay, I'll mute it.
Yeah, it was.
Were you?
No, it was Lucifer.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you're playing Armored Core while I'm stuck in here, then.
And I could, I just didn't buy it. If I really want to torture you, I could buy it right now.
Yeah, honestly, I could too. It'd be pretty funny.
You literally can't play it, Michael.
Do you know what?
I have
I've
a
been a
PS4
Souls
or
fan
PS5.
I've been a Souls fan for a long time, and as soon as I started playing Armored Core, it fucking destroyed me. I actually had to change my way of gaming just so I could figure out how to actually get past the first fucking level.
That sounds like something
very
people
impressed.
describe when they pick up a new game.
I mean,
I am old. But I'm very impressed with how well done the game is. I want to play. I'm not discouraged by how hard it is. It makes me want to be better.
Good. Accept the challenge. Make your robot cooler. I think it is the robot customization that makes people really feel in tune with those games. I think you get the same thing.
That's how you level up. That's how you level up in Armored Core is you buy all your upgrades. So, you know, you learn to when stuff fucks with you, you kind of buy the
Alejandro Monagas.
Yeah, you buy the stuff that fixes the problems that you're having.
Yeah, just like capitalism.
Yes, literally.
It's the perfect allegory.
Yeah, and you're a merc. Murdering people and stealing money.
Mercing people.
Yeah. Welcome to capitalism.
Can I go here without
This is why communism doesn't work.
Yeah, because they don't have cool big robots.
That's right.
If they had cool big robots in communism, maybe they'd have something to do. But ever since Liberty Prime, they've just always.
I was literally you cut me off on that one. I was about to say Liberty Prime.
Well, you just have to blast past him. Now, you're so much taller, you should be able to do it, but you just haven't got the reach, apparently.
Go get
Wait,
that,
Gemini, I'm going to need you to explain that. He says, but Tim Curry said space was safe from capitalism. Is that a character he played, or did Tim Curry actually say something like that?
Leon, you don't know about that line? Oh my
No.
god!
Don't tell him. I'll bring it up right now.
Yeah, please.
What was it from?
It's from Red Alert. No, not Red Alert.
Red Alert 2. Wouldn't it be?
Oh,
Command and Conquer Red Alert 3, it says. Okay, now I'll bring this one up here.
I'm not familiar with the. Okay, so it's one of the actors, the characters he's playing. I thought he was talking about
corrupted by capitalism. Space.
I never. Okay, so I've seen the spice thing, but I've never heard the line that precedes it. So I didn't know that's what that was.
Awesome.
The one place not corrupted by capitalism.
Yeah, Tim Curry.
That's awesome.
Tim Curry was so awesome. He was amazing. Arguably the best thing.
No, he didn't die, but he's on death's
know.
door. He's all like all wheelchaired out and like twitching and glitching in real life. So he's gonna die soon.
In 1989, my sister and her friends took me to a theater where we watched the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and we all played our own rules and what we needed to do, and it was like the entire audience was having a party watching a movie. It was crazy.
I've heard it.
I've never been able to reconstruct anything that could compare to everyone being 300 people all being in the same theater together and then partying towards a movie going on. It's so weird. Those kind of movies will never happen again. The midnight movies are
everybody throwing bread at the stage.
Yeah. Yes, and rice and watching. Oh yeah. That thing will never happen again, but I'm glad I was able to experience it while it was there.
I like Rocky Horror. I mean, I like the movie and whatnot, but my best experience with Rocky Horror, I went to a Rocky Horror burlesque show several years ago, and that was super fucking cool.
What did you dress as?
No, well, I didn't know what was happening.
Leona,
I was in the audience,
apparently.
I didn't know that it was because it was this big just burlesque event, and so I went with some friends and went with the girl I was dating at the time, and I didn't know shit about burlesque. I was just like, all right, girl wants to go to this, let's go, because you do what you gotta do if you want to get laid. And then one of the burlesque events that was going on throughout the day was a Rocky Horror burlesque event. So I watched it, and it was just a really fucking cool performance. There was also a video game burlesque
movie.
show.
He was in that too.
Super cool.
He made that movie.
Oh yeah.
What movie?
Oh
Clue.
yeah.
Oh, Clue.
Oh, he was awesome in Clue.
This is true.
And Doc says he played It/Pennywise in the old film miniseries. But yes, he did.
Oh,
Apparently that movie that series inspired people to be. I've never understood people who that movie or that show, whatever, made them afraid of clowns. Even back then, it wasn't scary. I don't know. I've never understood it.
You didn't think it was scary?
No, but you want to know what traumatized me as a child around that same time? Fucking Mars Attacks was way scarier than it.
Time? That was 15 years later?
No, the It show was the late 80s. It was 89 or something.
And Mars
Attacks is
99.
It was Mars Attacks 99? I thought it was 96.
There's at least a decade, even if you're right.
Just 15-year-old Leon.
89 to 96 is not at least a decade. 89 to 96 is what, 7 years?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, okay.
That's basically a decade.
Okay, you're okay.
Come
now
on, bro.
Let's cut away from that. But It and Mars Attacks, Mars Attacks is more of a comedy where there's no way that you would think of the antagonist of Mars Attacks as an actual.
No, it was an auditory thing. The way the noises they made, those ack noises, like for whatever reason, I would be laying in bed at night and just fear that I would hear that noise from my closet or something. Like it wasn't the way they looked or that anything scary in the movie happened. It was the sound effects of that movie that terrified the fuck out of me.
That makes more sense.
I'm writing that down just in case I home invade you and I want to fuck with you. Okay, I'm writing it down right now.
Now he's an adult in America. I wouldn't.
Yes. And
I wouldn't take those chances.
I know. He probably has more firearms than I do, but at the same time, I think I might have more firearms.
Somebody
than
just
him.
turned on a TV in 1954. What just happened there?
It sounded like a power line tapped an XLR.
Aliens was the movie that really broke me as a kid, and that was the one that actually showed me that you need to like kind of man the fuck up.
The Aliens, right? Not the first one.
No, not Aliens.
Okay.
When nuke it from orbit. That's the only way to make sure.
Yep.
Oh, you're lucky. I had to do Poltergeist.
Oh, Jesus
10.
Christ!
Yeah, I love Poltergeist.
That movie fucked me up too.
Alex Morse's Aliens with an S, like as opposed to Aliens with a Q. So
Yeah. I just. People. It gets late at night. They start slurring. I just want to make sure I'm hearing what they're saying.
Look, I mean, they were two very different movies. I don't know.
Very different movies.
Something in?
Very
Want to see
different.
something even scarier than a horror movie?
Not really.
The scenes where they're just walking around all the tunnels and aliens. That was really scary.
So you live with your dad and your girlfriend asked to move in with you two.
Parents really don't like her that much. Me personally, I have a specific type. I like them goth girls. And them goth girls are packed full of red flags. So those red flags turn into green flags for me.
How long you been dating?
6, 7, 8, 9 months now, give or take.
So you're doing this. She's moving in. Yeah.
I suppose.
Okay, let's commit to it. I mean, what's the dynamic going to be like? Who's cooking meals?
For context, I'm half Chinese, I'm half American. She's full white, and she's way more Asian than I am. She's got ramen bowl teeth, noodles for a living. I'm over here like, damn, I just got out of work at 7 o'clock. Where's my steak and curly fries at? She's like, yeah, I just made some ramen. I got you some sushi here as well. Man, get that out of here. I can only be Chinese on Tuesdays and Sundays.
This is bullshit. That's total
Am I wrong?
I don't think either of us are in a position to tell you you're wrong.
I love that guy. Calls in later.
I'm gonna show this video to my stepdaughter just so she understands tomorrow what she needs to do.
What is it? He's like, he's been living with her for a while now, and now he's just like using her as like excuses to not go to things.
It's genius, honestly.
I've never seen Breaking Bad before. Like I'm watching Breaking Bad for the first time, and for anyone that's seen it, I've just got to the point where, spoiler alert for this old ass fucking show, where Jesse's girlfriend ODs. But like leading up to it, I'm watching with my buddy who's shown it to me because he loved it. And like, my God, like Kristen Ritter, the girl that plays the girlfriend, she's so fucking hot.
Oh, she's so beautiful. Beautiful.
He goes, "You have a thing for goth girls, don't you?" And I'm like, who the fuck doesn't? Like, you say that like it's a weird thing, but that's one of the ultimate fetishes out there.
Black hair, skinny girls who are who don't look emaciated are hot. Yeah, Kristen Ritter is a hottie.
My subgenre was scene girls.
What's that Marvel show that she was?
Are you saying you can't be a goth girl and be plus size?
Yeah, he was right. It was Jessica Jones.
Not to be hot.
Oh my God!
You can't be a plus size.
No, seriously, the first season of Jessica Jones was fan-fucking-tastic.
I completely agree. I thought season 1 was great.
That and Daredevil
kept going.
Were the best.
Not and be hot.
that ever happened to Marvel. Like
that tickled me. Thank you.
Oh,
that was honest.
Yeah. I got you, bud.
Wood smash.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Let's see. Alex Moore says that was such a sad scene. Yeah, it was. And I've not seen an episode past that yet. That's where I stopped for the night. And then my buddy went out of town for Rocklahoma, so I've got to wait till he gets back to keep watching. So I'm just, good thing One Piece came out at the time it did, because I'd like to get, because I had avoided watching Breaking
You gotta get
Bad
your mind off it.
for years, because like I grew up in the meth capital of the world, so I just assumed watching it's going to be like watching my life growing up. Like my mom ran out on me
What's
because of
the
fucking
meth
meth when I
capital
was
of the
10 years
world?
old. Like I'm not
sorry?
gonna. I'm not gonna say where
Meth
I'm from
capital of the
specifically,
world?
but no, for because of the videos I make, I'm not gonna say where I'm from, but I'll tell you like off the tangent if you want. But yeah, I just assumed, because like my mom ran out on us when I was 10 years old because of meth, so I was like, whatever. Watching the show is just gonna be like the way I grew up, and it's gonna. And I'm watching it now, and yeah, it's pretty much like the way I grew up. Like I was exactly correct, but I am enjoying it. So
So there's that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, okay, this is. I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, 10 years ago, this would have been depressing as fuck, and I would have. But now, I'm good. I've gotten over some of my mommy issues, and I can enjoy Breaking Bad.
I live on the west coast of North America, and I love it to death.
I'm so sorry.
Fucking Canadian.
Yeah, it's a funny way of saying you're
Hey,
not
settle down
American.
Yeah.
Oh, I am definitely not American.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm very proud.
I live
to
on
say
the
that.
west
I-
coast
I-
of
I didn't
North
realize you weren't American
America.
until you told
I live
Blaine
on,
that you.
I live on an island. I live
You're
on
talking to
an
Blaine. You're
island.
like, sorry for interrupting. And I was like, oh, he's Canadian. Gotcha. Like,
You can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yes.
apologized.
And
Veritex says on scary movies, I remember Jurassic Park, not so much watching, but after I went to bed, my brothers had to. So I just saw Jurassic Park is having its 30th anniversary this year. So I went to the 30th anniversary 3D screening. That movie holds up so remarkably well. It was.
I would go.
it was
I would really
amazing
go
seeing it
see
in
that
theater.
in the theater. Yes, I would definitely go see that in the theater again.
Like I was wondering, I was like, well, man, modern day with like an added 3D effect. I wonder if this movie's gonna show its age. Nah, I mean a little bit, but like this movie looked better than 99% of modern movies that come out. It was seeing Jurassic Park in the theaters was so damn incredible, because I don't think I ever saw it. If I did, I was real young and don't remember it, because the first one I know I saw in the theaters onward was Jurassic Park 2. I think I just saw it at home on VHS. So seeing it in theaters was fucking. Yeah, the score is amazing. The score was
Oh, of course,
real
That's
good.
because you know who
Score
wrote the
It's
score.
amazing.
It was John Williams, wasn't it?
John Williams,
Yes,
the legend,
It
the
was.
maestro.
It was John Williams.
Juan Williams.
Kanye.
Okay, everyone. I want everyone who's talking right now. What was the last movie you saw in theaters?
Oh, I know this. This was last week. I just watched The Last Voyage of the Demeter. It was pretty good.
Was that good? I thought that looked interesting. Yeah, I wanted to see
Yeah,
that.
it was fun. It was really fun.
That's Michael's. Pop. How about you?
I watched One Piece Red.
That's a good choice.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
That's a good choice. Veritex?
I said, I think it was Southern Gospel.
Southern Gospel. When was that? I
What?
actually
Yeah,
don't know.
I've not heard of this.
What?
When I
I
watched
don't
it, I
know
thought
when
it was
that
new,
was.
but I
I
think
need
it
to-
came
I
out
need to
before
look
the
that up right
pandemic,
now.
and then they brought it back out after theaters started opening back up, because I felt like I had
Okay, how
seen
about
it
you,
before.
Lucifer?
Oh, it was Dune.
Dune. Okay.
Dune was the
Good.
last one.
If that's gonna be the last movie you saw in theaters, what a damn good theatrical experience you went out on.
Well, dude, I watched it pirated, and then I'm in my living room, like enjoying it to all fuck, and I'm like, I need to take everyone in my house. We need to all go to see this movie, and I was really happy to see it. But it just seems so weird going from a small town, spending 45 minutes to drive to a theater is kind of a big deal. So it's the cost to benefit ratio.
Right. I went with my wife at the time to see Dune, because Dune that's my favorite book series of all time. So when the movie came out, I was
I've
stoked.
read it 4 times.
Oh,
Yes. Love it.
She
Was
had
that your
no
last
interest
movie,
in it.
Leon?
Huh?
Was that your last movie?
Not counting, because Jurassic Park was last weekend. Like
Okay.
do you
Well, how about before that? Because that was very much a re-release. Yeah.
yeah, Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was the last
Okay,
movie
so yeah,
I
it's
saw
a
in
couple weeks.
theaters.
Yeah. Or a couple
fair
weeks
enough.
before that.
But no, I took my wife to go see Dune, and she was just going like for my benefit, so I wouldn't go alone. She had no interest. And then from the first moment you see on the big screen, she saw the sandworm eat the crawler. I looked over to her, and her jaw had dropped. Her mouth was gaping. Her eyes were wide. Literally,
That's why you're married, and she's awesome.
Well, we're
give your
split
wife
up now,
props.
But,
she's
we're
awesome.
split up now, but she was very awesome. She went out the next day,
Yes.
bought the book, and read it.
That's why you married her.
How about
Yeah.
you, Blaine?
Me?
My
My
last
last
job,
movie
bro.
was Fast X, like it should be.
I would fist bump you
My
right
last
now.
one
if I
was
in
the Puss in
same
Boots
area as
2,
you.
The Last Wish. That was really, really good.
Oh
Last
yeah, I
Wish
just
is
watched
really
that on
good.
Netflix. That's great.
Yeah, it's an awesome movie. I recommend it to anyone.
So
No,
sounds like you
seriously,
all
but-
still enjoy going to the movies, and you're not afraid to go try
That was the last
something
time
because
I had
of how
gone to
they've
the
ruined
movie in
so
like
many movies
5 or
recently.
6 years at least.
I haven't overcome that trauma yet.
Okay, so the deal was this last
theater
Sunday, all movies
experience-
across the entire U.S. were $4 this last
Oh.
Sunday. And so I saw something. I was like, all right, looks decent. Walked in.
That's 4 movies across the $4
No,
movies.
movie-
Yeah,
across
Move-
this was a countrywide thing.
It was
National Cinema Day or
National
some
Movie
bullshit
Theater
like that.
Day or something.
Damn, how did I
Oh,
miss that? I
really?
didn't even know about it. Movie theater's my church, yo.
Wow.
Take me to church.
I thought about watching Oppenheimer, but my mom, I don't think she would like it.
True.
I took my grandmother to see it, and she
Oh,
thought it was
I hear
She
it
was
bombed.
there.
awesome.
What'd you say?
She was there. Meemaw, is this how it happened? Damn right, Sonny. We pushed those crowds back, and then we switched sides, and we threw the big ones at the Japs. That was what Grandma said. That was
You need like a
Meemaw.
white grandma wig to put on when you do that impression, Blaine.
I'll find one. I'll just gather up all my cat's hair since he's been shedding like a bitch lately.
Oh man,
Put a dollar in the
Cats
tip
do
jar.
Is
shed
there,
a
is there
lot.
anything coming out that
Oh,
you guys do?
damn.
I
that
gotta
you
put a
guys
dollar in
want
the
to
jar,
see
Blaine. I'm
in
gonna keep you to it.
How many dollars in that jar now?
Keep a
5
running
or
total here.
7? Like,
Oh,
so
so
is there
today
anything coming out that you guys want to see in theaters? Like anything on the horizon? Because Dune 2
Yeah,
is gonna
there's this
Dune
one
2 is
movie
gonna
coming
be
up
a year.
called
well, June 2, yeah.
Well, it got postponed, so now I'm
Yes.
fucking. I guess there's a few other movies that look good, but
I
that was
want
gonna
to
be
see
my
the
movie of the
Marvels.
year.
I want to see the Marvels just so
Ah.
I can make fun of it.
Don't
I
give that
really-
movie money. You're gonna pirate it, right? I meant
There's
the movies
actually
you
a
want
lot
to see in
coming
the
up in
theater.
Oh yeah,
September
I'm
I
gonna
wanna
pirate
see.
it.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah,
right,
no,
I
I meant any
will.
movies you want to pay to see.
I'm gonna bitch slap PSA Stitch to and what's it called, Caffeine Tweaker and I, so just so we can all watch it on Discord and bitch and like tear apart everything that goes on with it, just so we can talk to Mahler about it later. Because it seems like the perfect show and the perfect bullshit, like garbage stuff that they're just throwing out there that you can just tear down and give everyone else like enough views and subscribers to make their life a lot better. Fuck. Imagine if all the people that bitched about all these stupid shows kept getting more money from them. It's almost like a
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
correct.
Did anybody
Okay,
see
the
the
next
Gran
movie I
No,
Turismo
wanna
movie?
I'm gonna have more
Theaters?
bourbon.
I've heard it's really good. I haven't seen it, but I've
Yeah,
heard
I
it's
saw
really
Ricker's
good.
review say it was like fine.
There's one called The Haunting in Venice. It's releases the 15th. Probably gonna go see that.
Ooh,
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I haven't heard of that.
It's like a murder mystery, but it's
Michael's
gross.
turning it to lofty because he's taking art, film classes.
No, I'm not. I'm not. That ended. We're good.
Okay,
Spill
so
the
it's
beer on your
already
keyboard.
metastasized. You can't
A little
escape it now.
No, there's a few movies that I think. I mean, look like I'm probably gonna see Rebel Moon. I'm a filthy Snyder fan, so I'm probably gonna see Rebel Moon.
Yikes.
I really want to see The Maestro.
what? What the fuck is the Maestro?
It's the new Bradley Cooper movie where he plays Leonard Bernstein.
Leonard Bernstein.
What? What? Okay, I'll Google it.
No, that's not gonna work.
No, yeah, and Oh, what is the what
Guys,
what is the
October is gonna be good. We get a new Exorcist movie. We get the FNAF movie.
I'm
we
on
get
the fence
Kraven
about
Hunter
You're not
movie.
watching the Exorcist movie. Don't even lie, Michael.
Hold up. Craven the Hunter movie. And yes, I am going to see Exorcist. I do like the movie.
Don't die on me.
Who's Craven the Hunter?
You know, he's
the second greatest Spider-Man villain of all time. that
Yeah,
still
What?
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When right before he got the Venom, like when he had the Venom
I've literally never
costume
heard of
on,
him.
that's Craven pseudo killed Spider-Man.
fucking
That was
buried
like
him alive.
1987.
I don't
Yeah,
read
he buried him
comics.
alive. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That was-
Craven is like
oh
the
my
second
God, that was
greatest
like-
Spider-Man villain
that's
ever, and they're gonna butcher him. This-
Arguably the most epic like storyline in Spider-Man history was involving
yeah, Craven's Last Hunt is.
I just have to act
one of the
even
best Spider-Man
more
stories.
like dismissive and nonchalant, then people get more offended.
To
And
be
then,
fair, I don't know
what
who
is-
the
what
host
is
is
it?
either. So.
Doesn't bother
the
me.
Flowers of the Fallen Moon or whatever, the new Scorsese movie looks
Yes,
really
yes.
good.
Killers of Harvest Moon. I'm definitely going
Yeah,
to see that.
Thank you. Yes.
Is that
October
related
20th.
to the video game series Harvest
Did they
Moon?
kill Nope, it is not.
Harvest Moon?
Dude, I'm actually hyped for it. It looks like a mafia movie,
that with
but
Ness?
set between like Indians and white folk, I guess.
Their
It's
term
like
is
3.5 hours
natives.
long. It's gonna
White
be
folk with
crazy.
an X? Is that what you said?
No.
Yeah.
It's 3.5 hours long. It's gonna be one of those. But like,
I'm definitely
excited.
never
Ooh.
watching that. That
It
sounds
looks like a
terrible
mafia
time.
movie. So I'm like, let's go.
So-
let's go.
There's a movie coming out called The Creator on September 29th that
Yep.
has an AI theme
Creator.
that might actually be interesting if it's done well.
I have no hopes.
Who
for it.
makes it? Where's it? Where's this
The
creator coming from?
Creator.
That's what I'm trying to look up.
So from the
The-
looks of the trailer, it's like this movie. Humans created AI. AI took over, and now they're at
Let
war
me
with
post a link
AI.
in chat.
And then it's gonna do something like what's that one movie where the dude is like trying to get the pregnant girl to safety, but the last pregnant girl in the world to safety?
Children of Men.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Children of Men, but with AI and the dude.
Fuck. Children of Men is in my top 100 movies of all time. What a great movie.
I don't think that's
That-
really a compliment, honestly.
Yeah, I'm gonna
No,
be-
seriously.
It's in
That-
the top
that scene-
100.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but
There's
I've
books
seen, like,
about the top 500 movies. I think top 100 is doing pretty good.
that scene where he's trying to like recover the baby from the rebels in that building. It's a single take that takes 2.5 minutes. And if you know anything about like actually making a movie scene, 2.5 minutes of a movie scene takes a lot of fucking effort. Like, it's super expensive. And they went through it. I think it was like 4.5 days where everyone just went over and over and over and over and over the same fucking thing over and over. Could you imagine doing that in your own life and not raging out and fucking telling people, fuck off, I'm not doing this anymore, this is bullshit?
Actually,
Yeah,
it's
that
not
sounds like
hard. It's
something-
called office
that
work.
sounds like something speedrunners do.
Have you seen?
Well,
The Big
yes.
Night?
Oh, that's actually a very apt like analogy on that.
Have you seen The Big Night? Because it has one of those at the very end. But it's actually pretty cheap to make because the dude just makes eggs.
Are you smoking yourself to death on my stream? Is that
No.
what's going on here?
No, I am
Okay.
not.
You better not be.
I am smoking shatter that I have harvested in the last 3 days from my plants in the yard.
So you're just lying to us then. Okay.
Well, I am smoking weed. It's shatter. It's like I take a press and a heating iron and like force the THC out of the what's it called, the flowers.
Look, I just don't want you dying to like lymphomia on my.
Do you roll it with a sushi roller?
Hell no, no.
Did I lose somebody?
It sounds like a grandpa story.
That was Pop.
No.
Yeah. I wish I could make that noise.
I think Hops could fit more.
Your
That's
nostrils
true.
are just
Pop
too
is
large.
too
That's the
Lane's
only
mad.
problem.
I can attest to that. I've
That's
even
right.
seen
I've
him
met
run.
Blaine. Yeah. Right by you.
I was like honking the horn, but I've got my little EV horn going.
Stop! Get the CPAP machine. You can't have mine.
The road doesn't count, DR. Go away.
I kind of wish ER was talking with us right now.
ER like E that.
You mean
weird
he would
symbol.
say a couple things every so often.
You talking
Who's
DR
ER?
or ER?
Yeah. Well, 3 years ago, he used to be really talkative. Now, for some reason, he's not. I wish better for him because he's a great content creator and he's actually a good talker. And I wish he was interacting with the EFAP crew and all of us and the the Friday Night's Tight crew.
Yeah.
Because really, we're all there for him, but something tells me that there's some shit going on with him.
Well, I mean, he did make
Who
that
is this?
Steven Universe
ER.
video.
E:R.
I don't know. I've ever heard of this individual.
He made a really
Really?
cool Steven Universe video.
Oh,
neither have I.
Oh,
He's only really active in
he's like Lofty.
No,
but
he isn't.
more
don't
edgy.
Don't
He's
besmirch
like off.
ER.
He,
Jesus
no,
fucking Christ.
he's
don't
like
know.
Lofty.
Don't
but
describe him
edgier.
like
Lofty's
that.
kind of on a plateau all by himself, and everybody knows to stay away.
I don't know why you'd keep going down
I
that rabbit
invite
hole.
Lofty.
ER makes
What do you mean
extremely
stay away.
edgy
Lofty
jokes.
like tells people to come his way.
So does
Lofty
Lofty.
has an open invitation.
Yes.
Lofty's I like him. He responds to me on Twitter at like 2 a.m. He's cool.
Dude,
Yeah, seriously.
same.
Yeah, I was watching One Piece. It was like 4 a.m. I just finished episode 2. I sent him a message. I was like, "Yo, I no one else is awake. I gotta know. What are you thinking of One Piece so far?" And he and I shot a few messages back and forth. And I was like, "Okay, I'm satisfied now. I've gotten everything that I need to talk about out of the way. We're good."
Leon, you
I
can
love
message
Lofty
me
to death. I
at
really
2
do.
a.m.
I was building a prison at 10 p.m. and Lofty started to spaces and nobody was there, and him and I talked for like an hour and a half while I was dropping the outside barriers to a prison. And he told me that his brother.
When was this? Was this like 2 weeks ago?
No, this is like 4 months ago.
Oh, okay. I was like, Lofty did another Spaces like 2 weeks ago. It was pretty much the exact same thing. I was in there listening to it. And I was like, "Who's this other guy?" So I was wondering if it was you. Gotcha.
No, his brother is the supervisor for a prison. So we started talking about like how prisons work and stuff like that. It was weird. Like I'm a crane operator dropping pieces of wall to build a prison, and I'm talking with somebody else, like talking about how prisons work. It's weird. Yeah, I'm glad this whole community has built up that we can actually like interact with each other and share our wisdom with, like randos who you'd never talk to ever. Like, how would I ever know about you guys other than this kind of bullshit? And it's total bullshit, and I love it, and I'm so happy. I love you guys. Love you guys.
It doesn't really feel like you've been smoking. It feels like you've been drinking.
That's what I was about to say.
Yes, of course I have. I've been drinking.
You got to
of course.
retire. It's not worth it.
Who's
Lucy, has anyone ever told you that you kind of sound like Jim Sterling?
He doesn't.
Do you want to fight? Do you want to fight?
I don't even know who Jim Sterling is,
Jim
so the reference is lost on me.
Really? Sterling?
Jim fucking Sterling, son.
Jim.
Isn't Sterling
Do I sound
British?
like
Yeah, he has
Sterling?
extreme British accent that he
like
plays
Spoon?
I'm gonna have to go look it up now.
Yeah,
Jim
they're all-
Sterling has.
Oh,
an
you don't want to
extreme
look up
British
Jim
accent.
Sterling. You really don't, bro.
Wow. I can't believe you just did that.
He looks so
Especially-
much worse. than he
Imagine
used
if
to,
Elton
and he never
John
looked
was
good.
a fake gamer. Like,
Okay.
that's Jim Sterling.
I did a search. I'm not
That's-
clicking any links.
That's a
I've seen
very
enough.
good analogy.
Yeah,
That's a
Yeah,
very
that's
good
Sterling.
analogy.
it was really
And
funny.
do you know what? I bet if Elton John was like 20 years younger, he'd be a girl right now.
Yeah.
He'd probably be a YouTuber right now.
Song "Goodbye Yellow Brick Road."
He probably
is
would have
really
had
just a,
sex
an
with.
anthem about getting his dick cut off.
He probably would have had sex with Philosophy Tube by now.
Oh my God, Philosophy Tube! What? Wait, didn't Philosophy Tube got hired for the next season of Rings of Power? Or no, it was
I
something
don't
else.
know what
No,
it was. Just
Witcher.
something.
Was it The Witcher?
What?
No.
Why?
Yeah,
Yes.
no.
Yeah, he got an acting role in something.
Yes, it was. It was
Who
either. It was one
cares?
of the fantasy roles. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Oh yeah, if it was The Witcher, it'd be funny if it just gets canceled after that season. Anyways.
No, it's not The Witcher. Actually, yeah, I know it's something else. It's something brand new.
Jesus Christ. it's a
Dude,
pretty
I'm looking at the
face.
back of my Safeway
To be
receipt,
fair,
and there's a-
ContraPoints is at least like semi-sane. Because that Threesome, Philosophy Tube, ContraPoints, and Jim Sterling. I actually semi-respect ContraPoints.
ContraPoints actually passes. So
I don't. I disagree on that. But I guess.
okay.
But could it
okay.
balance the other
Yeah,
two?
Serranos
Yeah.
would sniff him out.
I don't know.
Well, Jim Sterling is straight up AGP, so.
Oh yes, 100% AGP, 100%.
Okay, I'm gonna need because AGP I thought stood for like accelerated graphics. support.
Autogonophilia.
No, it's onogynophilia.
Oh,
means
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
I thought it
maybe
just
That
stood
you
for a
have
guy, period.
fetish
A
for-
guy,
a
period.
fetish for girl things and being
I'm
a
glad
girl
you explained it
and-
because
Yeah.
I had it wrong.
It's like the whole thing is that they are sexually gratified by becoming the woman. So
Yeah.
that's
Yes,
why.
exactly.
Like,
They
you watch
literally
4
get off to
minutes.
themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you watch
bingo.
like any amount of time of a Jim Sterling video, and he's like squeezing his fake boobs, or maybe they're real because he was already fat, but like he's just all about touching himself, and it's like, bro, there's you can't tell me that you're like, oh, I was a woman trapped in my body, and now I get to touch myself. Like that's
No,
not
you're-
it's like that scene in the live action Scooby Doo when Freddy switches by as Daphne. He's like, I could look at myself naked.
okay.
yes,
No,
yes,
okay. You know that.
exactly. That is.
Oh, apparently it was a Star Wars role. I think that's what it was.
Ugh.
Makes sense.
I don't know what show it was. I didn't bother looking. Oh man, he is so obviously a dude when he's. I just saw his IMDb page. It's really obvious.
Dude,
really
do you know
obvious.
I felt like such a homo, so I didn't know. Is anyone familiar with the YouTuber the Sphere Hunter?
Nope.
No.
So the Sphere Hunter is, I didn't know this at the time, a trans dude to female who covers horror video games, specifically Resident Evil, but branches out to cover other stuff.
Oh yeah, he
I
looks
didn't
like
know
a
that-
girl. Yeah.
So when I got into Sphere Hunter, now I'd never seen him before or anything like that. Like it was just all audio videos. I was like, this is the sexiest voice I've ever heard on YouTube.
That's funny.
I thought that for like a year before I found out they
No.
were trans.
Oh, look at him. I wouldn't blame you at all. To know
Dude,
he's
I'm gonna be
acting like a
real.
woman.
I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters that much. That don't make you gay.
Traps
That
are
would
only
be
gay if you sleep with them.
Not even, dude. Have you didn't pull up a photo, did you?
Of who?
Yeah,
Spearhead?
Susie Hunter is just looks like a woman. Then you wouldn't really tell.
Yeah.
Oh, is that?
Unless
I
you're-
didn't realize. Yeah,
That's what people
I'd
are
only
saying.
known
Yeah.
with Sphere Hunter. I didn't even know that's the name that they went by.
I just typed
Unless
in
there's
Spear
like some
Hunter.
specific tick of their voice that I would catch, I wouldn't be able to tell.
Everything is CG'd. Oh wait, no, there's a face.
Yeah, let's see. Does I don't know if I've ever seen.
Yeah.
No, because I've seen her in
Yeah, it passes perfectly. well.
Ashley Graham cosplay, and yeah,
Good thing I'm
that's for a
safe.
woman.
Yeah.
The nose is too big for me.
No,
I
and
mean, you pulled up the worst,
worst
photo,
thing.
but yeah.
when
This
you-
is
The
the
neck
first
is
photo that
obviously a
popped up
man.
on Twitter. I just
Really
started
quickly.
scrolling.
Yeah,
you
I-
can just go to images.
I
though.
Google searched it.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say just Google
and
search.
the
it.
Adam's
that was like
apple is very noticeable.
I don't know what you're
Very
talking about.
noticeable.
I just scrolled and I was like, you know what? I'm a fan of nice small noses.
By the way, those are some thick eyebrows on that person.
those were painted.
Why is Twitter? your
Yes.
Twitter
Well,
account?
who would have thought?
I thought my eyebrows were thick. Dear God.
Do you paint them?
Yeah, it's part of the look.
No, I do not paint them.
Why
you
not?
paint them?
Because I wear glasses and it would probably come off on my. I didn't even know people painted their eyebrows.
Would you get more money if you painted your eyebrows?
Hey, yeah, you'll get your pick of the jobs if you paint your eyebrows.
See, okay.
How's that going, by the way? You pick one, or are we celebrating, or are we hoping for the next one here?
Well, I have one offer in hand I'm evaluating. I was expecting to have one in hand by the end of the day today, but then I realized everybody took Friday off because of the Labor Day.
Of course, for the 4-day weekend.
Yeah.
You still have time on the one you have in the hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give them a couple more days next week.
I know this is a side thing, but I really want to get this out online. Blaine, when are you gonna like have your trailer selling food where I can like take the ferry from Vancouver Island?
He doesn't have an answer yet. Actually.
Eat your shit.
I'm hoping by the end of this month.
This month,
you don't
September this month. So October, you're hoping.
Yeah,
exactly.
you want to, but it still might not be there. It's just stuff can happen.
I was hoping it was.
I believe in you, Blaine. I'm a glass half full type of guy.
Where does the
really
Vancouver ferry land at?
Anacortes.
Anacortes. Oh, that'd be a hell of a drive.
We're on the motorcycles.
Oh, if you're on the motorcycle, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
because it'll be in like the Burien area.
What's it called? Kira's got the Honda Shadow, and I've got the Harley, and we can go. We burn, but we want to like find a place to like chill out in Washington State before the winter season, where it gets like super wet.
I'm pretty sure there's this really cool space, and like in Washington where there's all these Black Lives Matter people and none of the
no thank you. No thank you. No.
Completely free.
I would rather hang out with people who own guns and
they have guns.
Work on their
stolen, but they have
vehicles and farm.
So this is Vancouver up here, and this is the island of Vancouver over here.
I live in Ladysmith, just outside of Ladysmith, just south.
Don't.
Oh yeah, but how far south were you of Seattle? Was that?
So the ferry goes from Victoria over to Anacortes, which is farther north.
Yeah, that is quite away from Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't by motorcycle over here. This is Anacortes. So ferry goes brrr, and then I'll be.
I mean, the ferry down to
here.
the other side of Washington would probably get you closer, honestly.
To go down to Port Angeles
take
and
two
drive over.
Yeah, 2 ferries would probably be faster.
Where would the other ferry go?
Have you ever been on a ferry before?
The Port Townsend ferry, maybe. That might
take a long day.
That might hilariously be faster to go down 16 and come around Tacoma.
Or should I go to the Olympic Mountains and then drive across?
The Olympics are beautiful. I was just.
They are. Oh, trust me, I know how gorgeous they are.
No, just drive all the way up.
Yeah, and then just go down. What's that highway? Just above.
You can't take a motorcycle onto a train, bro.
What are you talking about? Yes, I can.
Just take it.
What are you talking about?
Just drive on top of the train.
That's New York for doing that.
Do the Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise
for motorcycles. Trust. I'm gonna tell you. Yes, you can. Yes.
The Amway has room for your motorcycle.
I don't know about that, but I will take the ferry and trust that they have dealt with that.
Yeah, the ferry will be fine. You're on a motorcycle. Enjoy the open air. It'll be a lot more fun
ferries
that way.
Can be pretty tricky. Have you seen the American version of The Ring?
No.
You never know when some lady's gonna unleash a horse that will just kill itself on it.
On a ferry?
Yeah.
That seems like a reasonable thing to worry about.
And it's just a call to avoid kind of thing. It happens to animals too,
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I guess we have farmers that take horse trailers on ferries.
Yeah.
We had a cow get loose in our neighborhood last week.
Oh God, the cow's out! Somebody get the cow!
It got loose from the cattle auction, and they couldn't get it back on. They were stunning the thing over and over again, and it didn't help. We're all standing
And
there
that dude that got
laughing at
tased in
them.
that video a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, what you needed was 6 officers with their Taser X's.
They were
Cow
actually
just
trying
moving
to
over
use
and
the
over,
bumper
but
of a
it
truck to
translates
try
to
and
I
get
have
it
to
to
go to
turn.
work.
And
I
I'm
need
like,
to
I
get
don't think
milk.
that's going to work.
Just driving towards it.
Then as I was starting to
There
walk
should be
back
a
home,
blame.
this lady came up and says, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, I'm standing here. She's like, "Yeah,
We'll
but,
do
but
a-
why are you standing here?" "Well, I'm observing." "Why are you observing?" "Because I'm curious." "Well, you don't have
There's
to
a
be
cow
curious." I'm
going
like,
crazy. What do you mean?
like
You don't
would
see
too,
this every
bitch.
day. Yeah, you don't see this every day. I
he's
don't
like,
know what
"Okay,
you're
what's the
talking about."
situation?" And it's like, well, the situation's obviously over there. I don't need to explain it to you, do I?
The situation is cow. What do you need? What else do you need to know?
I got a video here. Show off what's gonna happen to Blaine once he actually has to start doing taxes again.
I'm
mean,
doing
fuck,
taxes
Bible.
right now. Every day is another.
Once his
freaking-
trailer opens up, he's gonna start earning money.
Income! Oh no! Ah, this is bad! Oh my
Trillion?
Medic, help me!
Nick, stop!
Stupid crybaby. No, I've been.
I finally told her, "Look, I'm just observing. I live right around the corner. It's a quiet neighborhood, and we don't normally get this much excitement."
Right.
What I didn't realize is I was
This
wearing
cow's
a shirt with our county's logo on it, so I think she thought I was there from the government.
You have a shirt with your county logo on it?
Well, that's how I
Did
used
you
to work.
used to work for the government?
Yeah, I used to work for them, but I sometimes still wear the shirts out. And people still think I work for them for some reason. I keep forgetting.
Well, because you're wearing the shirt. I don't go to Target wearing red and khakis for the same reason.
I paid good money for those polo shirts. I'm
Dude,
going to
I'm
wear
gonna
them
say,
until they're
that
worn
sounds
out.
funny.
Even if you never worked there, they'd still assume you were an employee.
I paid good money for this polo. They made you pay for the polo when you worked for them? What asses?
Yeah, it was bought from Land's End.
Oh, man, that
At
sucks.
least you didn't have to pay for all of your equipment though, did you? You didn't have to pay for all of it. Did they?
Just the
They actually
polo.
had
just the
something they
shirts I
gave you.
bought.
Okay.
Just the
It's the
polo.
first place I've worked for a while that didn't just keep throwing shirts at me. A lot of places, it's like every few weeks they've got a new T-shirt, and I'm like, I think I have enough T-shirts now.
Working
is weird how some
working my
places
fast
do
food,
that.
I got like 3 shirts.
Yeah, they're just
I
like,
got
oh, sure.
progressively
I want to open the
less
first
as
place
I
that gives
kept
people
getting
underwear
jobs.
instead. Be like, hey, you've been with the company for 3 months. Here's a complimentary pair of boxers.
Why do you want me to wear your boxers?
Are they
Because,
good boxers?
To be fair,
Are
let's say
they
that, you know, like,
comfy?
yeah, you're getting intimate with a woman. You're about to lay her down. You pull your khakis down. Then there's just some boxers. This is like, Leon Shake
Pull
Shack,
your
right? Yeah,
khakis
like, oh,
down. There's
Brought to you by
mistake number one.
AT&T.
Mistake number 1. Pull your khakis down.
We have the best coverage.
Oh my god.
Also, anybody want to take the time to pour one out for Volition?
Who's Volition?
Yeah, I'll
No,
go crack
no,
something
I
up.
will not. No, I will not. And
Yeah,
Volition was the company that made the Saints Row series, and then, of course, the Saints Row reboot that nobody liked.
Gotcha.
And they died a year after making it, or was it 2 years?
Good.
Yeah, it went out with a whimper because their last game before that was called Agents of Mayhem, and nobody knew it existed
Wait, Agent
because it was bad. Agents of Mayhem. That was their other game before the Saints Row reboot.
So what happens when you fire all the white people who've been working for video games for 30 years and then hired, diversity hires right out of college. So
Yeah.
what's gonna happen? Like,
Man, I could have made a good Saints Row game.
So, yeah, Saints Row
Like the
series
Joker
is
said,
like
you get what you deserve.
Saints Row series is officially dead. I would assume. I don't think anybody's gonna bother bringing it back.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, there's no reason to. It doesn't. It has like the.
You never know
brand
what
recognition
remaster
now.
might be in the works.
Lurking. Unless somebody remakes Saints Row 2 and it is successful, there's no chance it's coming back.
Was the game a remake? The one that failed?
No, it was a brand new game. It was the reboot. I literally said Saints Row reboot like 3 times. And you just didn't pay attention to any of those.
You told me to pour one out for it, and I went to grab a beer to pour one out for it.
You didn't
my
do
mouth.
that.
Oh my gosh, beer sounds so
What
good
do you
right now.
mean?
I know you didn't do that, Michael.
Yeah, he went and grabbed his Bud Light, I'm sure.
I did. It's literally
Is-
Bud Light.
His 30 cent, his 30 cent Bud Light.
Do I need to take a photo and post in Discord?
Do I
No,
take
we
a photo
believe
and
you.
put it in Discord for you believe me?
What happened?
No, we believe you.
Okay.
Can't have shit in this house. Damn.
Is your roommate there?
No.
That's why he makes all the noise right now.
That's
remember?
why the
He's like-
the
that's why he's so
washer's
noisy. I make all
running.
this shit because I make noise. God dang it! Tip jar.
I'm a lot of big noise
There,
today.
there have been
Happy.
companies making bad moves and ending up going under and having to let people go for centuries.
Also, yeah, what do you think?
We just
I
don't
think
see it
I
as
very much
often.
agree with Razor Fist. Thing is, go broke, get woke. Is because they're desperate for money, and that's why they start going deep dive into the woke stuff.
Yeah, you think you're hitting a good big market, but you're not.
Yeah,
Actually, you know what? I'll disagree with myself right now. The fucking Guilty Gear, they hit a big market
Did
when they
they?
made Bridget trans.
Are those
because there's a lot of trans people that play
or
fighting
like
games.
siege cannons?
No, none of them play the actual game. They all just buy the figures for her, though.
Him,
I literally don't give a shit.
still, dude.
I
I
still
do.
don't give a fuck.
I will kill you.
I will literally just use whatever pronouns in my head at the time.
Hell yeah! I watched the weatherman, Jimmy. I
I'll look at
I always
Hawkeye.
gotta stay on top of my forecasts.
Hawkeye's pretty cool. But you know who's cooler? Hawkeye. and
Jim
Mihawk.
Mediker. Jim Mediker's cooler. The guy that wished
No.
for immortality on a monkey's paw.
Remember
He's
the
just
time
in
Jim
pain, but
Mediker
he's still
died?
kicking.
Yeah, he can't. He's like I've had like 4 heart attacks now. They're fusing my spine. He's got a stent in his heart. He's like I'm not dead yet. That's all I got going for me. He's having to like install a bunch of stuff in his house now since he's turned into Tonka at this point, rolling around in his little wheelie chair. He's like, I need more fun, so I'm selling hats out here, and he's just trying to put a railing in so he can take a dump. Does anybody know Medicare? No, just me and Jemmy. You and me, Jemmy.
I know who Medicare is. What are you talking about?
Dude, everyone knows who
Everybody
Medicare is.
know
Just
who
don't
he is.
watch
I know
him.
who he is.
I have no idea. This is all being lost on me, but the descriptions
watch
are very
his-
funny.
yeah,
It's painting a very
same.
good mental image.
He's very funny.
I do
you
only
who,
know him back as old as Gamergate, though.
Do you know who Channel Awesome is, or like any of
Yeah.
those guys? Doug Walker. He has a series
Yeah,
on
I
him.
watch channel. I love Channel Awesome.
He has a series on him. You should look up TTY or whatever. That guy with the glasses is like the abbreviation, just the letters. Mr. Medicare.
That guy with the glasses.
TGWG.
Yeah, TGWDG.
TG.
There's a series on like some of the individual members, so you should watch that. It's really funny. Because they are very funny people to laugh at.
Medicare? Like, how's that spelled?
METOKUR, I think. I don't know. Hat salesman. That's how I spell it.
Guys, are you sure it's not supposed to be mediocre?
No.
It's definitely not.
Did you spell Mr.
Like, it's
right?
spelled wrong, but like
It's spelled wrong,
METOKUR.
but
Did you
it-
spell
it
out
kinda-
Mr.?
kind of looks like it.
Just tell it
It
to do
looks
the
like
thing.
it.
You know better than the computer, or at least you should.
No, I see the video. I'm just looking at it like, are you sure he's not supposed to pronounce it? I would think he would pronounce this mediocre.
No.
Yeah,
No,
I would spell.
Medicare.
I would sound it like that.
More like
No, it's
Medicare. at
Daddy,
this
it's
point.
Daddy Jim. Okay.
He's just going to get some milk, and he'll be back.
And we're talking about nostalgia critics, so I think we should watch this video. What do you think, Blaine?
I
Is
love
that the
that
one?
video every time.
We're gonna
Is
play
that
it. We're
Doug
gonna play
Walker
this
balls?
video.
Doug Walker balls?
I have to say I loved Linkara, right? I was watching various places and I saw Linkara, the great Linkara. He did atop the fourth wall and he talked about the famous Power Rangers rant, right? He said it'll be out when it's out. And we like that. It'll be out when it's out. But great work ethic. It was so good when Iron Liz was there, the great Iron Liz, right? It's okay.
Don't you talk about me, you son of a bitch.
Who said that? What is that?
It's
What
me,
is that?
the light bringer.
Look,
Oh,
there
God,
he
it's-
is. There
there
he
he
is.
is.
Get him out of here. Get him the hell out of here. Then cuts to the audience beating shit out of him. Fucking ripping his jacket off. Throw him out in the cold. Don't give him his jacket. Don't give him.
Meanwhile, Doug Walker's just looking on, going.
He's going, build that wall!
This guy Dong TK. That's a good animator right there.
Dong.
That's a good animator right there.
What's his recent
I didn't realize you were trying
upload?
to sleep in here. Good night, mate.
Oh yeah. Oops. Pause that. Looks like he hasn't had that much recent
No,
stuff.
that's not.
Hmm.
Is it?
Okay, he has more stuff. He had an upgraded list. Yeah, this is one I showed you before. Was the Pikmin kissing each other good, or Oliver kissing Pikmin goodnight?
Oh yeah, where he's just it's all night long.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then he
my.
had another good one with Trump, which was he had a song. Watching Scotty Grow AI cover, which is gonna get claimed, so we're not gonna actually watch them.
Good.
The Quartering was talking about some new AI song based and inspired by Trump's arrest and surrender or something, and I listened to a bit of it. It was actually funny.
Check that out right now.
I listened to Jim Medicare's AI voice singing "Cruel Angels" thesis. What have you
It
been
always
doing?
comes back to Ava with you, doesn't it, Blaine?
It does. It has to.
Everything
It's
is
the only
Ava.
thing you listen. It's the only thing.
The
you
theory of Ava.
Have you not listened to Wham Bam Shang-a-Lang recently, though?
I have not actually. I saw that it exists the other day when we were looking at songs. And I
Let
was
me
like, oh.
here. Let me go get my phone. I'll send you something in a minute.
The Kootenays? No. Don't ask me about the Kootenays. What?
Lucifer, you know about the Kootenays, right?
Lucifer is.
If he's still there.
He's whatever the equivalent of 3 sheets to the wind is with a bomb.
Yeah, he's passed out.
Yeah. He's gonna have his heart jump started. Oh, I'm back. You think I can get this? Yeah, I can get that one. Okay. You have the Trump mugshot shirt. My lib friends love it. It's the best shirt because everybody loves it.
I
Trump
don't want one of the
fans.
shirts, but I want one of the mugs purely because it was genius of them to make the mugs for mug shots. I'm like, okay, I want one.
It's like liberals love it because they're like, oh,
Yeah, it's a fun song.
He's been arrested, and righties love it because they're like, he's fighting back. They can't hold him.
And black
Glenn, I
people on
just sent
both
you
sides
something
love it
on
because they're just
Twitter.
happy to see it happen to a white guy.
That's the real reparations.
Blaine, check Twitter. I just sent you something.
Why Twitter?
Because I was.
Why'd you put it on Twitter?
phone. I was on my phone.
He means the X app.
X.
Oh, I've
It's
seen
on
this.
X.
You know who sent me this? You know who sent me this? Stu sent me this. Hold on, let me.
It's such a good video, though.
Oh gosh, go big. Go
Oh
big.
no, I've been doxxed.
Yeah, your exact same thing that's on screen.
love to stay. We gotta win.
Just everything blasted in his face.
Who the fuck would make that setup?
So he
It's
has like a
kind
little
of a-
thing to shoot out flames in front of him.
Yeah, just sparks all along the walls.
Those effects
flashing
feel like
lights.
Red
That's pretty
Dwarf.
cool.
It really is.
Yeah, like that's pretty cool setup.
And
It's
then
kind
someone
of a
took
throwback to the Maxwell Man, which
They
It
only
seems
put
like
the
something they
caption
would
over it
set up
whenever
for
a
like
Gundam pilot dies.
it seems like something that's set up for a movie, really, like just an exploding room. Like
Mhm.
where my chatters at to know about the Maxwell Man. Yeah.
We
I
should
don't
talk
know
about
that, but I know that I
Odin.
want to see Maxwell's client list.
No, not that one. Maxwell was a cassette tape brand back in the day, and then this guy like go and put one in.
do we want to put
Oh,
Lucifer in the
yeah.
back so we
Blasted.
can have Michael up front so we can actually see his face?
I'm
I
not
remember that.
showing
So
my video though.
he's sitting in his chair, leaning back, and the music's just blasting him.
No,
into
but
the
we gotta
chair.
see Michael's
That's the one.
faces and his face there. Oh yeah, you can just swap.
That one?
I forgot that you can do that because I've never done that before.
Yeah, you can just click and drag the
Little
things around.
faces.
Yeah, so I can put like Leon in the middle.
No, touch me, daddy.
There you go.
And you can fight over guests too. You can have both of us holding on to you.
First person to let go gets taken off the front screen.
You guys like Roller Coaster Tycoon too.
Way back in the day. I haven't played that in probably 20 years, but liked it then.
No.
Yeah, Michael doesn't like it because it's older than he is.
Ha!
I think
I
it
like
is
Zoo Tycoon
too.
a lot as well, but I suck at those games. Like I love them, but I'm bad at them.
Oh, it's
I
not hard to
love
be
it.
good at them. You just have to know how they work.
Yeah, you get
But
everybody
like,
in,
but
you
any of
lock
those
the
sim
doors.
games, like especially The Sims, like I'm just bad at keeping people happy.
Yeah, Michael, were you born after 1999?
Yes, actually, I was.
So yeah, the series is older than Michael. That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you guys want to hear about the Universe Coaster?
The Universe Coaster?
One of my favorite, one of YouTubers I always like watching. I always watch his uploads. Guy called Marcel Voss.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, I'll scroll down a little bit.
Sure,
Marcel
I'll
Voss.
listen to the Universe
Oh, I like it that
Coaster.
A
pixelated.
roller coaster train.
Yeah, I'll see.
Imagine boarding a roller coaster train, not knowing what lies ahead. You think it will be a short, fun ride, but oh, how wrong you are. An hour after you board it, you start to get really worried, but the operators promise the ride will start soon. A week later, still nothing has happened, and by now your phone has ran out of battery, so all communication with the outside world is lost. Winter comes and goes, and yet you still don't depart. Many
traveling
seasons
through
later,
time.
you see big flashes in the sky from some kind of war being fought by nations that didn't exist yet when you so innocently joined the queue. Thousands, tens of thousands, millions of years pass, and you're still sat in the same place, not having moved an inch. Suddenly, it becomes unbearably hot, and you realize that the sun has lived its life and is now exploding, obliterating everything in the solar system. Except for you. You are still stuck on the same ride, wondering if you will ever be free from your suffering. Welcome to the Universe Coaster. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This roller coaster, built in 2018, takes 12 years to complete. The next iteration of the longest coaster is almost 4 times as long at 45 years, which later tripled to 135 years. Now, 3 years later, it is finally time for a new longest coaster. This one won't be 10 times as long, or 100, or 1,000. No, even a ride that's 1 trillion times as long as the previous coaster is nothing compared to the actual ride time of the Universe coaster. So how does it work, and why is it so incredibly long? It all starts with the looping coaster, which functions as an incredibly long ride to have as the baseline. First, it simply goes forward until it reaches the minimum forward speed of about 1 kilometer per hour. After which it has to travel the entire track at that speed until it reaches the middle. And this track is big. This is the largest possible map with a size of 254 by 254. And the looping coaster fills it up almost entirely.
Oh my god.
Traveling all this track already takes a fairly long time, but the fun has only just started. When it reaches the middle, after about 100 in-game years, it reaches the end of the track. Surely it will just crash here, right? Well,
no, it's gonna loop.
It doesn't. It comes to a stop and then starts to slowly reverse. Yes, this train is moving, even though it doesn't seem like it. About once every 4 seconds, it advances 1 frame. When sped up 128 times, it looks like this, which is still very slow.
Is there someone
it now
stuck
has
in the
to
middle
travel
there?
the entire track
That's like an
backwards
entertainer
at this
that you can
minimum
hire.
speed, which is a massive 32
It's like a
times
person you can
slower
use
than the
to-
minimum forward
Yeah,
speed,
like one of the-
and 4 times slower
Dance
than the
person's in a
regular
little
minimum
suit.
backward speed that we used previously. The reason it doesn't crash is because the ride is in reverse incline mode. In this mode, it reverses out of the station, is pulled up by a chain lift, and when it reaches the end of the track, instead of crashing, it is let go to complete the rest of the track. However, you don't actually need to build a chain lift when you use this mode. You can simply build a small incline,
no,
which
it
the train
ran
will
back
reverse
forward.
onto before immediately going forwards again. The game isn't prepared to deal with this. It thinks the train is still reversing as it has never reached the end of the chain lift or the track when going backwards. Therefore,
Oh no,
it
and then
cannot
it just goes back
crash.
the other way.
Why,
Yeah.
when reaching the end of the track, it goes backwards at a speed 4 times slower than the normal minimum backward speed is still a mystery though. 3,278 years, 5
Yeah, you can
months,
actually
and
see
30
that, but I'll pull it out here, and now you can just barely see in the little corner
Yeah,
there.
I can do this.
Oh, okay, I'll zoom it back out. Yeah, so now we'll be able to see.
3,278 years, 5 months, and 30.3 days after the ride departed, it finally returns to the station and is finished. Psych, this was just the first lap, out of a total of 7. This gives it a total ride time of more than 23,000 in-game years, or about 2.38 real-life years. And that's just the beginning. The real fun begins
first
now.
ride.
The
How do they
long
not die of
looping coaster
starvation
is
first?
synchronized with the orange wild mouse coaster,
would.
which in turn is synchronized with this yellow wild mouse coaster, and so on down the chain. They're
remember
not
that mouse
synchronized in
coaster.
a normal way, though. Take a look at this. It is a simplified version of the
This will
Universe
tell you
coaster
how it
setup.
actually works.
When the looping coaster departs, so does the orange wild
Okay.
mouse. Nothing
Yeah.
weird about that. But then the wild mouse arrives at its second station, which is directly below its first station, and also synchronized
Oh
with
my
the
gosh,
looping coaster.
it's like a
It will
binary
only
clock.
leave this
Yup.
second station once the long coaster has come around again. Then it will go to its third station, after which it goes back to the first. So for the orange wild mouse,
So yeah, basically the way it works is one thing you'll see at theme parks as well is they'll have different entrance and exit stations, and then they'll
Yeah.
use space in between to store extra trains. There's part of it is safety measures, part of it's just like convenience. It's just easier to have people unload and get on at different places for like time efficiency, keep things rolling. So that's why they have that enabled. And because of this specific setup with these two stations, you can synchronize both stations to the same opposing station, the same like looping coaster there that they have.
Right. And so then
Otherwise,
just
you would not be
sync
able to,
that
yeah.
one to the next one, and it just
Yeah.
it keeps going into this.
Yep,
one
and then
too
this one
fast.
syncs to the
mouse
next
coaster
one
to
over
complete
here.
its track one time, the
Oh my
looping
gosh.
coaster has to complete its track twice. If we now look at the yellow wild mouse, we
It's
can see
the
the
same
same setup
thing.
with the orange wild mouse functioning as the long coaster here. Therefore, in order for the yellow wild mouse to complete its track once, the orange wild mouse has to complete its track twice, and the looping coaster has to go around 4 times. The pink wild mouse
Now
coaster
you see where it
multiplies this by
starts,
2 again. So for
now you see
every
where it
time
starts
the
going.
vertical drop coaster goes around once, the looping coaster has to do its thing 8 times. But why are the stations in this very specific setup instead of just next to each other like this? Well, in this setup, the 2 stations of the yellow wild mouse are also synchronized with each other, and that is a problem. Since there is only...
Yeah, for the technical specifications of how the game works, any stations that are adjacent will be synced when you select that option. Yeah, we specifically set it so it launches together. All stations are physically connected.
One car on every wild mouse coaster, there will never be a vehicle in all 3 stations at the same time, so they can never depart and the whole thing locks up. Weirdly enough, 2 stations will still synchronize if they are 1 unit apart in height, and this is the key. If you build one wild mouse station 1 unit below the looping coaster station and the other one 1 unit above it, they won't synchronize with each other as they are now 2 units apart in height. These are now 2 different sets of 2 synchronized stations, and as soon as one of them has a vehicle in both stations, they can go. The compact design with the stations right above each other makes the chaining really easy, which is why we're using this design. Credits to JJ on my Discord server for coming up with this setup and helping me out with a bunch of other things as well. Back to the universe coaster. In this setup we have a few more than just 3 wild mouse coasters. In total there are 253 of them, each of which doubles the amount of times the looping coaster has to do its 7 laps. Why 253? Because you can only build 255 rides in a park, and the 2 other ride slots are already taken up by the long coaster and the universe coaster. The ride time of the long coaster is 2.38 years, and to calculate how often the last wild mouse in the chain does a full lap of its track, we have to multiply this by 2 to the power 253. This is a ridiculous number, but we're not quite done yet, as the universe coaster itself also adds to the ride time. In the small example, the vertical drop coaster had 1 train that did 1 lap, but this one is a bit more complicated. The universe coaster is a twister coaster with 4 stations and a total of 32 block sections, which allows it to have the maximum of 31 trains. If we look at the stations, we can see that one of them has both an entrance and an exit, while the other 3 only have an unreachable entrance. Therefore, guests can only get on and off the ride at this station. The question now is, how many times does the last wild mouse coaster have to go around before a train that departs this station returns to the same station to finish the ride? Let's take a look at what happens with just the last wild mouse and the twister coaster in isolation. Right now, a train departs the boarding station of the twister coaster, and behind it the red train enters it. The wild mouse is now in the next station, and there is a problem. Neither of the trains in the station of the twister coaster it synchronizes with can depart, as there is still a train in the next block section. The game is clever though, and if this is the case, then the other ride can still depart anyway to prevent everything from locking up. So the wild mouse goes through the other stations and arrives at the first station again, having completed 1 lap. Now the bottom station of the twister coaster can depart, since the block section in front of it has been freed up. Immediately after it, the train in the station behind it can also go, and after that the wild mouse completes its 2nd lap. When the wild mouse arrives at the first station once again, both twister stations next to it are locked up, so it continues to its 2nd station. Here the top station of the twister can go, and the wild mouse goes around for the 3rd time. When it finishes this lap, the red train can finally depart, and the next train moves into the boarding station of the twister coaster. Every train on the twister coaster has moved forward 1 block section now, which took 3 laps of the wild mouse coaster. Since there are 31 trains, doing a complete cycle of the twister coaster will take 93 wild mouse laps. For 3 of these laps, the train is just chilling in the boarding station, which doesn't count for the ride time. So the total ride time of the Twister coaster is 90 times that of the last Wild Mouse. We can now finally calculate the total ride time of the Universe coaster. It is 2.38 years times 2 to the power 253 times 90.
And that
this
is
equal to 3...
They were talking about in-game years, but yeah, this is the real
This
years.
is real time now? Okay.
Running in real time, like at the normal fast forward speed, it would take 2.38 years for the default long coaster to finish. That is like the normal one.
104.
And then there's the 253 Wild Mouse coasters times the 90 of the final Universe coaster.
Alex Moore's old
508 times 10 to the power 78 years. Or if you fully write it out, it's this number. 3 quinvigitillion, 104 quatuor vigintillion, 507 tresvigintillion, and so on. Humans cannot comprehend.
Is this
how
like
long
the
this
inverse
is,
of a
but I
speed
will
run?
Yeah, quattrodecillion is a very interesting word. I like it a lot.
Try to give you a sense of the absurdity of this ride time. This is a grain of sand. It contains about 50 quintillion atoms. I want you to take one of its atoms, put it to the side and wait 1 year. After the year is up, put another atom to the side and wait another year, and so on. By the time you have deconstructed just 1/10,000,000th of the grain of sand, the sun will explode, but I want you to keep going. After 50 quintillion years you will be done, and then I want you to pick up the next grain of sand and deconstruct that one as well. After that, pick up the third one and keep going until you have taken apart the entire planet Earth, which is roughly 10 nonillion times as large as the single grain of sand you started
These comparisons
with. When
in
this
these
is
types of
finally
videos
done, we
are
are still
so
nowhere
great.
near the completion of
Where
the
they're
Universe
just like,
coaster.
oh,
So
let's put
start
this in
deconstructing
perspective,
other
and then they
planets
like put it into
Mars
like a
and
simple
Jupiter,
perspective,
and
and then it just
eventually
gets worse
even
and
the
worse.
Sun itself, which is about 300,000 times as large as the Earth. After that, we move on to the rest of the Milky Way, which contains roughly 100 billion stars. So we started at counting the atoms of a single grain of sand, then we did the same to the Earth, and now we're deconstructing the entire galaxy, which is so massive that it takes light, which travels at 300 million meters every second, 100,000 years to cross it. We still need to go bigger though. The observable universe is roughly 90 billion light years across and contains an estimated 2 trillion galaxies. By the time you are done counting every atom of every star, planet and gas cloud in every galaxy in the entire observable universe, you will finally have completed the new longest roller coaster ever built. I hope this helps you understand how ridiculously long the Universe coaster really is, and why it blows all previous longest coasters out of the water.
And 5 people
now,
went
I know
on.
that with
5 people got on to ride the ride again.
Best
With
ride
RCT2,
ever.
You can easily make even longer rides because of different synchronization mechanics and higher limits, but I built this coaster to be fully compatible with RCT2 Vanilla and Classic. If you want to see it for yourself, you can find a download link in the description. If you want to have it work in OpenRCT2, you will need to use a custom built version.
Yeah, so that's the Universe coaster, and that's how you can break Roller Coaster Tycoon too.
But it works.
Yeah. Oh, I'm talking more metaphysically.
Oh yeah, make it so that it'll never end. Yeah.
You can't complete it properly.
Educational.
To actually get that thing to complete, it's unimaginable how much faster you'd have to have the game run. Yeah.
Social sciences term from 1955, coined by a sexologist named John Money.
I did not.
Genders, defined as the state
ER
of being
video.
male or female.
Yeah, this is the ER Soon Universe video, right?
Or we're watching the entire thing.
No,
this is 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Geminaria said it's educational, so we're gonna learn about gender roles.
With reference to social and cultural
that's
differences
a good
rather
one.
than biological ones. In layman's terms, gender is not your biological sex, but what you mentally think is your sex. Now, some of you might be thinking that the brain is biological, and so there literally couldn't be any separation of your mental state from your biology. To put it another way, there'd be no meaningful separation between the terms gender and sex. But John Money thought differently. He thought if, say, a boy were socialized enough to be a girl, that boy could fundamentally be a girl. That is to say, he thought there were no innate differences between males and females, contrary to the entire field of biology. Now, John Money was unable to get anybody to take his gender pet project seriously until a boy by the name of David Reimer came along. Upon birth,
this is so
David lost his
sad.
willy during the
Yeah, it
genital
is.
mutilation ritual, and so Money found the perfect opportunity to swoop in and perform a bout of human experimentation. He had the infant boy's testicles lopped off, replaced it all with an artificial vagina, and then had the parents raise David to be a girl while undergoing hormone treatments.
The actual
Furthermore,
creep and
he had
groomer,
David,
yeah.
as a young child, imitate sex acts with his twin brother to normalize David as a bottom. Money even had the brothers undress and engage in genital inspections, which he took a photograph of on at least one occasion. Money
Gross.
described the experiments as successful, though David never ended up identifying as a woman and described his visits with Money as traumatic. But whatever, close enough. Except that in adulthood, David's brother killed himself by ODing on antidepressants, and David later shot himself in the head with a sawed-off shotgun.
But why
You're
you
always
have
going
to
to see
saw it
people
off?
that are going to say, well, the Dave Reimer case could have been successful.
Could? No way.
I'm living proof. And if you're not going to take my word as gospel, because I have lived through it, who else are you going to listen to? Who else is there? I've lived through it.
I'll tell you who you listen to. You listen to that piece of
Like,
shit who made the In Defense of
Is it
Steven
going to
Universe
take somebody
video.
to wind up killing themselves, shooting themselves in the head for people to listen?
To
Okay,
this
so
day,
this
there
dude-
isn't a single shred of evidence supporting the existence of gender. In humans,
What?
This dude made the Steven Universe In Defense of Steven Universe video, right?
Yeah.
And he takes this section and tries to say it actually proves that you can't turn kids trans because the kid didn't end up being trans, and he also ended up killing himself because they try to make him trans.
Ah, what bullshit.
You mean,
Yeah,
what
but
about
also
the?
You
before
mean
that-
like
before that.
50% of
Yeah, I was
all
gonna
the
say,
other?
like, what about the?
It's just
Yeah.
numbers.
Yeah, ignore those numbers. Ignore them. It doesn't matter. But another argument this dude makes during the video, right? He says, well, if the brain is biological, then how can there be a disconnect? The dude in the Steven Universe video is like, well, you see, there are genetic differences between everyone, right? And there are genetic failures sometimes. So,
Yeah, like
you
the
know,
person that made this
someone-
video is a genetic failure, but go on.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe someone like, because so basically people can be transgender because they can have a genetic failure that makes them think they're a girl, right? If they're a guy.
That's called gender dysphoria, motherfucker.
Exactly. But then his explanation for figuring out if they're actually trans is just ask them because the brain knows. They know. So just ask the brain.
Yeah, that makes sense. Welcome, Tim. Welcome, Tim. How are you?
So,
doing?
Hello there.
What was their explanation for people whose brain tells them that, drugs are good for them and that's why they turn into druggies? People are like, yeah, no, the drugs help me. Like, no, you're sucking dick for $5 so you can eventually get yourself another bump of cocaine. But if your brain's telling you the drugs are good for you, like, maybe this crazy crackpot theory that the old boy Leon cooked up, your brain can be fucking retarded.
I don't know what you want me to say. Look, there are just sometimes genetic failures, and people end up being in the wrong bizzle, and like you got to deal with that. And
Drugs are bad, okay?
There are
Okay.
genetic failures. They do
Yeah.
exist.
Did you guys know that facial recognition technology can expose political orientation?
Oh no way! You
What?
can tell if you've been to the gym.
I know.
That's like one of my favorite articles. Is like the
Working
right-wing
out is right wing,
making
is
people-
alt-right or
yeah,
whatever.
the
Yeah.
alt-right. That's what it is. Yeah, it's like what? Oh, oops! I guess I got a little too right wing there.
You say that, but I have an extreme lefty dude in one of my classes, and he is very tall. He's like Vosh but tall. And
Is he
probably
attractive?
I don't think guys are attractive.
Ooh,
No,
good.
okay, hold on.
Is he attractive?
No,
Hold
because
up, hold up.
guys can
I
appreciate
take
other
that
good.
I like that you put the caveat there. Now answer the question. Is he
I
attractive?
take that back. Spear Hunter. Y'all right.
Is he attractive?
I think so, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, like I could say
'Cause
Henry
I
Cavill
wouldn't-
is handsome, and I'm a former
I couldn't
bodybuilder.
call
We can
Vosh
recognize
attractive at this point because Vosh fat.
That's
Yeah,
fair, but he does
Vosh is-
have a ponytail.
I mean, Vosh used to be attractive when he was thinner and smiled.
Okay, so the only thing they have in common is like the facial hair and haircut.
Telltale signs of a lib.
Yeah, but I also have those same features.
You have a ponytail?
What? You got a no?
I can do
You
a
got a
ponytail.
pumpkin for a head, bro.
I can do a ponytail. I have long hair.
No, my sources from Disney
I
did
can do a
not confirm
ponytail
that.
as well. I was actually about to put my hair in one after this video was finished. Cause I also need to go piss.
See?
I'll be back in just a sec.
Yeah, my hair is also in a ponytail right now. I took a shower. I got sweaty in the gym. I needed to do a wash off the right wing on me. So, anyways.
Charlie Kirk has the
I'm gonna be
proportions of a
cleansed.
baby.
Yeah.
Big-headed baby. Oh my goodness. Okay, don't die, everybody.
Who is?
Huh?
Yeah, you know how it is.
I guess.
Yeah.
You ever hear about what the WHO did in like Bosnia or whatever? Gonorrhea?
Bosnia? Did you say
Yeah, but-
Bosnia or gonorrhea?
It's like Bonorrhea is the name of the whatever fucking place it is.
That sounds made up.
Nah, it's real. So what they did,
thought you were
right,
talking about
is
Whoville.
they were suffering from like malaria because of all the mosquitoes, and so they fucking DDT'd the fucking country. Which, you know, butterfly effect, that caused the bubonic plague to come back in that country.
Wait, hold on. DDT caused the bubonic plague to come back?
It killed all the
That
mosquitoes,
was
but also
rats.
killed a bug that was killing all the other things, and then
You
the
could probably
cats
kill
all
the.
died.
I was gonna say
and
you should
then
probably
the
kill
rats.
the.
Yeah, so
race
basically,
first.
chain reaction. It killed all the rats, or killed all the cats, and the rats like blew
Yeah,
up.
kill
in
that
population.
priest.
When you said DDT, I thought you were talking about a wrestling move.
Yeah, you know, slam them down with your feet.
No, but
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Rey Mysterio with the DDT.
Double dick twister.
that nut to wait. There's that video where that guy's like that good old nut twist. You ever seen that? The guy in the
Torsion
background.
twist.
Yeah. The big old nut twister.
They probably say nut buster.
Yeah, it's great, dude.
Back
He's like,
out,
oh my
JR,
god,
back
dude.
out."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, let's look at the history of the DDT here.
Yeah. The Rock did not smell this.
That's such a
Smell this
goofy
what?
scene.
I don't know.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, who hasn't seen
At
the
some point,
DDT?
The DDT immediately comes to mind. It's quick yet effective, and this has led to so many different
Wham!
variations of the move being established in the ring.
Oh, it's so
Watch
good.
any promotion today,
Up.
and you're bound
I
to
wish I
see
could-
some form
okay,
of
there
a
we go.
DDT.
Keep 'em going.
before it.
Crap.
But the move has evolved a lot since it was first used, all the way
It's
back in
cooler
the
than
1970s.
Here it is,
with
the
Mexican
OG.
wrestler Black Diamond being its innovator. But it would be Jake the Snake Roberts who eventually popularized the maneuver in North America, starting in
Damien.
1984 in Mid-South Wrestling.
Oh, under the
Jake's use of
chair!
This is
DDT
kind of a
came
bad
from
taste
complete
to act like he's
accident,
having a
as Jake's foot
seizure.
was stepped on by his opponent whilst in a match, leading to both wrestlers falling down to the mat.
I couldn't move my legs, so we lost balance. And he stepped on my foot, and we went down. What a huge pop. Oh, my God, man. He was smart enough to stay there. I turned him over and covered him. He barely kicked out, but the people were talking about that move.
The name DDT was created after Jake learned the news that the pesticide of the same name had been outlawed due to its dangers.
So DDT is like a name that long of some poison the farmers were using on the crops. It was getting
It's
into the
actually
bloodstreams
named
and
after
into
the
our food
poison.
chain, and that's where
Wow.
I stole that from.
Even from its
and he
first
meant
use,
it.
the quick release and snap made the move look so devastating, as the opponent would be driven headfirst into the mat. Jake the Snake would establish the DDT as one of the great finishing moves of the 80s and early 90s. He would pride himself on how
You have to
effective
be
the
kinda
maneuver
careful
was
with
at
that.
putting opponents down.
It's a very cool move.
And it was this effectiveness that led to other wrestlers adopting the DDT into their moveset. These included Arn Anderson, who made sure to emphasize the fast snap element of the move whenever he hit it.
I tried to explode into my version of it. I wasn't stealing. I was actually paying homage to something that I
That's
saw
my own
that
version
looked
of
like a kill
DDT.
shot.
Looked like a kill shot.
Mick Foley would make the move his own by double hooking the opponent's arms to execute what would be the double arm DDT.
The greatest
a variant
wrestler
of the
of all
move that today
time.
is still a signature
Who?
maneuver, with the
Mick
likes
Foley.
of Drew McIntyre's
Mick Foley.
Future Shock
I
and
forgot
John
his
Moxley's
name. I
Paradigm
didn't quite
Shift.
hear his name.
Wham!
In the mid to late 90s, the DDT would be a move used by a number of wrestlers in ECW, with the likes of Tommy Dreamer and Raven using it as their finisher. As time went on, more variations were created, such as the reverse DDT, tornado DDT, and cradle DDT, also being regularly hit throughout wrestling. The most famous
about
of these was
sideways
a version of the
DDT?
reverse DDT executed by Sting called the Scorpion Death Drop. Sting introduced the move in 1996 and used it to win a number of titles, including the WCW World title against DDP on Nitro, which received a huge pop. However, the more versions of the DDT that would be created, the more watered down the original move would become, and what was once one of the most devastating maneuvers in wrestling was
Hello,
now
sir.
becoming a setup move. This continued into the 2000s
Until-
as
come
wrestlers
on, get to Rey
continued to find more
Mysterio.
creative ways to hit the move, thus rendering the basic version of the DDT
bring up
less and
the-
less
Oh, here he is.
effective.
Rey Mysterio's
Even
wearing
wrestlers
future
who
here.
once used a modified version of the traditional DDT as their finisher, such as Edge, would instead begin using the spear to finish matches. By the mid-2000s, the basic DDT would no longer be considered a finishing move, bar a select few who still used it as their finisher. The traditional DDT was now on par with the suplex and neckbreaker in terms of being a transition move or something a wrestler might use for a near fall in their match. Nevertheless, some superstars have still managed to make it look devastating with their selling of the move. In particular, the likes of RVD and Neville.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
The DDT is a move that wrestlers continue to reinvent to this day.
Look
But
at
it's
that.
still always cool
Backflip
to
off
see
the
someone bust
buckle.
out the original, even though it's not used to finish a match anymore.
Ladies
And that doesn't
use
bother
it.
its most famous user, Jake the Snake Roberts.
People often ask me, so, well, Jake, don't you get mad at these guys that are using the DDT now for a false finish? I'm like, no, I think it's great. Because all they're telling the people is they're not half as good as I am. Because if I did it, you didn't get your ass up.
Right.
Over the past couple decades, we've seen countless innovations of the
Face.
DDT over the years, such as Eddie Guerrero's Tornado DDT,
Yep, there it
Undertaker's Running DDT, Sami Zayn's Suicide Dive DDT,
Oh, man, Eddie
Rey
Guerrero
Mysterio's
is the
Sliding
sad one.
DDT, and
Oh,
Randy Orton's
yeah.
Draping DDT. There are only a handful of superstars in recent years who have actually used the variation of the DDT as their finisher, but the most impressive has to be Kalisto's Salida del Sol, which is an elaborate variation of the reverse DDT. Who can forget
That's
that time
pretty
he hit it off
impressive.
the ladder?
Yeah, that's a
Absolutely
crazy
beautiful.
move. That's hard.
Up and over.
Oh,
Smash that aluminum.
crazy
The DDT
stunt.
will never die.
Somebody call
it will always be a
OSHA.
part of wrestling as wrestlers continue to find new and inventive ways to hit it. But let's not forget where it all began. From when Black Gordman first hit the move in Japan in the 70s, to when Jake the Snake Roberts made it one of the most recognizable maneuvers in the 80s and 90s. It was the original out-of-nowhere wrestling move, and the legacy it has left is unmistaken.
We continue with the first round.
Boom! Drag the snake!
And that brings us to the end of this video. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel.
flowy
Also, do
pants are
check out
fun.
our other videos in the series, such as the origin of the cutter, or what's otherwise known as the RKO. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.
So check
RKO
out
is
his
pretty
video
good.
on the RKO, guys. You gotta check that out now. You watch the video here.
What
you gotta
channel
check
was
out the RKO.
What channel was it?
That okay? So that channel, yeah. Let me post
Link it in
that up.
chat. Link it in the description.
When you think of a
It's called Wrestling Flashback.
Yeah.
I feel like all those moves should be called something else. They said they're variations, but they're vastly different. And I feel like that's how a lot of moves kind of evolve, because the Stone Cold Stunner to me was kind of like they did kind of the frontal movement of that, but if you look at the Stone Cold Stunner, they used the back of that. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. Not like vastly knowledgeable about the WWE, but just watching it, they're just
I
like
have
they were
no
using
idea
that
how it
name
works.
because it was so lethal. It was a name, but they wore it off.
I assume,
It kind
yeah, I
of
assume
like
it's
made
just
it
because
lose its
people
name.
like the name. Really, that's why it stays.
Well, yeah, because the
Yeah.
stunner is more like that guillotine, but you're on your butt instead.
Yeah.
Hey, Serranos, I checked. I don't think he has another map before the finale.
Yeah, he does. Did he not get the trigger?
For 72X?
32X.
32X is what I mean, yeah.
What about Medium?
I thought it was just Hector hard mode.
I don't know.
And he did the Sand Temple map, though, didn't he?
Blaine, have you
Underground?
already given thought to what you're going to play next? Now that
Did
you're
he?
almost
I wasn't
Armor
Oh, wait,
Core.
he didn't get that one. Yeah, he didn't
Yeah, I
get
wasn't
that.
there.
Are you going to be doing that on
He didn't
stream
get
on Friday
XP,
night, though, or is that
Kill
just for you?
I mean, I've been playing this one on stream all the time, so I'll probably do Armored Core on stream too. It'll depend on how like active I have to be with it as to whether or not I can do anime reviews and reactions while I'm playing it, but we'll see.
Oh, never mind. He just has to beat this chapter in 20 turns or less. Okay, it's a different requirement than I expected.
Okay, Blaine, beat this chapter in 21 turns.
Got it.
Also, you definitely want to go to the next chapter because it gives you a bunch of XP.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
He just wants to beat the game.
I'm at 17 turns. I don't
It's
know
not like
if
he's
I'm
gonna
make it.
Oh, he's literally not
Oh,
gonna make
he
it.
can't make it. He's
Yeah.
Okay, I made it like easily, but
Never mind. You're good. He was
How do you
hyping
make
it up
it
a lot.
easily? Do you just like bum rush the end?
I have stronger units than you
Oh, why do you have stronger units than me?
because I played better.
Why did you lead me astray with all these units? Why would you do this? I trusted you as one of my generals.
Well, your Lin is great. Your Canos is great. You don't need to worry.
You just don't know how to use your units correctly.
You got Pent, Luis, Hawkeye. Come on.
Did you know I had because I mean I used Florina. You didn't use Florina.
No, Florina was getting her ass handed to her, so I stopped
Yeah,
using her.
like I said, you don't know how to use your units correctly. That's all there is.
He didn't even promote her so the Hawkeye could be carried by her.
What?
He doesn't even know what that means.
He doesn't even know what that means.
I don't speak Spanish.
Hawkeye is the heaviest character
Dexter.
in the game. The only person who can carry him is an unpromoted Florina.
Uh-oh. Let's go, baby. I'm playing Fortnite right now, sorry.
Hell yeah.
Do it.
Kick ass.
Okay.
Yeah. I beat the game the other day, so.
How many times have you beaten Fortnite? You win. You literally win the match.
Yeah.
Well, I have all the codes, so. Yeah.
He is the ROM hacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I challenged...
If you don't know
when
what
I
a
chal-
ZJ is, don't ask what it is.
When I challenged Blaine to beat Hector hard mode, a couple weeks after, once he got to like once he actually got to Hector mode, I was like, you know, I should play through the game.
Oh, she got a little laser.
Let
She's a little
me
naughty girl.
let me check our DMs so I can see when I beat it.
It was something
messaged-
like 42 or 36 hours, something like that.
No, I mean I messaged Michael. I mean I'm talking about how many months ago I beat it.
Oh, yeah, it was a while.
Trying to get Blaine and whoever else to play Fortnite sometime. So we can
So, yeah,
do,
I
like,
beat
anime
it.
night.
I beat it well.
I
I
can't
beat it
run
over a
Fortnite
month
on my
ago.
computer.
I'm not going back to Fortnite. I watched
many months ago?
Vegeta fart and
Serrano
pull him
Sibley
his face.
Stone?
And...
Dude, Fortnite pisses me the fuck off because my computer is good enough to run like the Resident Evil 4 remake on almost full specs, but can't handle fucking Fortnite. Fuck that game.
But have you
Yeah.
considered
There's
there are
no
5
reason in the
players
game
who
that
support all of it?
dumbass should, you know, take such insane specs.
Son of a.
I'm going through playing. I've recently gotten into modding games. It wasn't something I ever really did in the past. So I'm going through and playing a modded Spyro Reignited trilogy right now.
You never.
So, oh, I saw you play that the other night.
That was a
That
good
game's a
stream.
good game.
Thank you.
Good
I've
game.
been. I love the Spyro games. Like I said, I don't really have a whole lot of games on Steam right now, and the ones I do have, a lot of them are just not really conducive to being modded. So I'm like, oh, well, you know, Sonic Adventure and Spyro are the only ones that I've found worth it so far. But I'm also not a massive gamer, so
Yeah, Star Wars: The Old Republic's on there. I play that on occasion on my laptop. So
Oh,
the
I
Old
think I have
Republic or Knights of the Old
pictures.
Republic.
SWTOR, Star Wars: The Old
MMO.
Republic.
Yeah, I've never played the Old Republic. I played both KOTOR games, but never
I played the MMO
Okay.
myself as well, but I did not play it that much. I didn't get really deep
Yeah.
into it at all.
No,
Yeah, that's what I should
the
say. Like, I
story's
started
real
up and
good.
created a character and whatnot, and I played it for a few months, but like I never got like deep into it.
Yeah, I played the story mode. The Revan stuff was pretty dope. That's what kind of
That's
got
why
me
you went
hooked
into
onto
it,
it. Yeah.
But no, the only Star Wars game I have on Steam right now is good old Shadows of the Empire, my favorite Star Wars game of all time.
God, so good.
Okay, I believe
Nice.
I beat Hector hard mode on July 31st.
I like how you have the date written down. Like
I'm going through my pictures on
History,
my.
baby.
I'm going through my pictures on my phone. That's how I know, because I took the pictures of my lords on the day that I beat it. Because I just want to,
Rightfully
I
so.
just want to take the pictures of my boys, we dem boys. My Lynn got capped out. I assume I gave her a stat booster, but yeah, she got capped out basically.
Capped in the ass.
Yeah, Doc, the Lego Star Wars games, the original 3 were fucking masterpieces. Like I'm not even exaggerating. They're such fun, clever games.
You mean including the Clone Wars, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, the first
I was gonna
Lego
say the
Star
original
Wars...
3, not the the first 3 is in the first game.
No. The first
Yeah.
3 Lego Star Wars, because the first one is just the prequel
Yeah,
trilogy.
the prequel,
is
sequel, and then the Clone Wars.
Yeah, well, no.
Yeah.
The third one is all. I mean, they might have Clone Wars stuff in it.
Oh,
as well, but-
you're talking about the complete saga, not Clone
Yeah,
Wars.
because the complete saga added new shit besides.
Because the
Just,
Clone Wars one was fun too.
I never played any of them after the complete saga.
The
Not that I have
newest
anything against
one-
them. I've just never played them, so I don't know if they're good or not.
Oh yeah, did you play the newest one, Tim?
Yeah, I liked it because they actually made the sequel trilogy more like palpable, right? They made jokes on like the silly stuff, and I felt like it was very meta in those aspects. I actually liked it. I thought it was good.
Are you enjoying Ahsoka?
Ahsoka. All right, so
No, that wasn't a no.
Before-
All right, I already discount anything you say about any other Star Wars sequel trilogy, Lego, otherwise, whatever. You didn't say no, so.
All right, so I'll say this: I disagree with you on the third episode, but the other 2 episodes, I'm kind of right there with you.
Third has been the worst. How do you disagree with me? The third has been the worst episode.
Okay, well, I did like a full okay. I felt like the pacing was vastly better. I'm a martial artist person. I know people said the first 20 minutes or 15 minutes of the martial arts stuff and the Jedi training and the Mandalorian rehash was boring. I actually liked that because they talked about the different forms and they had reminiscence of the OG.
If talking about the different forms means all dialogues delivered
Well,
like this, then
no.
fuck how much. If they talk
No,
about
but
it in a
listen,
cool
listen.
way, that'd be fine.
I can understand, but they were also had stuff from the OG trilogy in which Luke trained with the whole
member
the
berries,
blind aspect. So I thought that was pretty cool because she has to work a different way and she learns from from failure and she learns from habits because a lot of the moves, they have certain moves as far as if you swing a sword down one way, it's considered 1, it's considered 2, 3, 4, and just different techniques,
You're
which
right.
I'm
That's how real
describing.
sword,
So
that's how real sword training is. But how do you how do you take real sword training and make it fucking boring on screen? This is Star Wars. It's supposed to be a sci-fi fantasy adventure.
I gotta say,
when you take
I
training
liked
for
it. I
kids,
liked it.
I am undoubted.
Leon, I can understand the long staring stuff is kind of awkward when they stare at each other.
30-minute episode. If you took out all the long staring, it'd be a 22-minute episode.
Yeah, and you take out the credits and stuff like that, and the other one, that was the huge problem on the other ones, right? They were staring at each other way too long. I was like, okay, is there supposed to be some type of emotional beat here that we're supposed to be feeling? Yeah, I'm a Rebels fan and Clone Wars fan and watch all that stuff. I did feel some nostalgic beats and seeing the artwork and stuff, but the staring, man, why was it so long in the first 2 episodes? So I understand that fact, but this one, the third episode I felt was far better paced. and there was just a lot more
Do you know
to
what
it.
the 3-act structure is? Because there's not a 3-act structure to the third. Every episode of a TV show should have its own 3-act structure. And here's how the show went: first 20 minutes dialogue, last 20 minutes. Sorry, first 10 minutes dialogue, last 15 minutes action scene. Like, that's not how you make a conducive
Well, it's
story.
not. In my defense, it's not a movie, and it's incomplete. Like when we're seeing this in snippets, and I agree with the fact that it should be able.
Should also have its own 3-act structure. Like pull on an episode of any good show. Pull up any episode of the X-Files. Every episode still has its own 3-act structure.
X-Files is a little bit different.
Well, Leon, it also said part 3.
Yeah, you're right.
The title
Good.
said part 3, so
no, it's
that
different
means
for different
it
reasons.
doesn't have to
X-Files
be
is
like 3-act structure every time. Like this is like 3 continuing parts.
No, the X-Files is an episodic TV show that also has some connecting factors. There's only a couple episodes where they're going to be directly talking about like the more meta plot of the overarching
right, but what I'm saying is the 3-act structure is something that every episodic or not, like every
I think the X-Files is a bad example because it's not the same.
That's fair.
Other...
X-Files may be a bad example.
If you want to talk about Breaking Bad, like you can bring up Breaking Bad because it has very much a continuous story.
And like there has
no
to be like some sort of like in between episodes because this is a shorter.
It doesn't matter if it's short or not. Every episode of every TV show should have a beginning, a middle, and an end. This episode had no middle. It just had a beginning and an end. What happened?
Because there's no transition between the two because it was just like, okay, now we're doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it was
I'm
just
not calling
one
a
constant
perfect episode.
Yeah.
Because like we break it down, there's the martial arts part, and then we moved on to the Mon Mothma, and then we moved on to the planet with the Purgles. So there's 3 different like scenes or 3 different parts, but like I get what you're saying on that, but also in the title it says part 3.
Right.
So this is like one.
But let's say part 3 is just a fancy way of them saying episode 3. That doesn't mean this is the 3rd part of the 3-act structure. Because if that was the case, this should have rounded out what started in episode 1.
Also, I gotta say, I am by far the happiest Ahsoka fan because I'm never gonna watch Ahsoka.
Yeah.
No, it just like and even let's say you did like that stuff at the beginning, that's fine. I don't know how you can justify the action scene that was the last 15 to 20 minutes of the episode. It was so bad. She gets out of her ship and she fights starships in space, standing on a spaceship with a fucking lightsaber.
Okay, I can justify that somewhat. I agree with you. That was my like major qualm with the episode. But that doesn't like make me hate the episode like entirely.
No,
it doesn't
take
like away from the other good emotional points.
So dumb.
But I'll give you that. So all right, let me break this down. I watched this episode, that part. I was like, okay, what is going on here? I thought it was pretty ridiculous at watching it first. I have no issue with the problem of them going at her first, right? Maybe the Sith character Hottie is like arrogant, like the Sith way or whatever. But though after that, when they come back the second time,
hold on.
Maybe
I'm gonna
Hottie
you right
comes
there,
back.
just so Jim and I are because Jim and I are asked. She does what? She gets Ahsoka, puts on a spacesuit while they're Ahsoka and Sabine are flying in space in their spaceship. A bunch of Sith spaceships come down to start attacking their ship, Ahsoka's ship. Ahsoka puts on a spacesuit, gets out of her ship in space, stands on her ship in space, and starts fighting the ships with her lightsabers in space.
Yeah, well,
anyway,
suit
I just wanted to give
like
you
that
an
trigger
example.
Okay. Let me finish here. Like, okay, so the suit does have some sort of gravity level, and she could use the Force to bring her back down. The second time, which they do good on, is the fact that she is floating on space. But the second time when those ships come back, I have a major issue with, because they could have, like, one of the ships should have flown underneath and shot that ship and blew it out of the way. It was called plot armor. That's why they survived. Right. So that's a major criticism. That is a good criticism on that. So, but other than that, like,
it's just
all the
I'm
other
not
stuff,
even
I really didn't have a
opposed to the
concern with.
idea of Jedi fighting in space. The Star Wars anime did it, and they did it well. Now, granted, like Blaine just said, it'd be better animated because they've done that in animation already. But you could tell the writers of this show just thought it was a cool fucking idea and didn't put any thought behind it. And then they actually get down into after the space fight scene is over and they fly onto the planet. The all that scene with the space whales, there was no fucking tension there. There's like dog fights, flying around these whales. It wasn't like visually it looked fine. It looked as good as any other Disney Star Wars TV show. Like you could tell there's a bit of a budget there. And then they hide in the trees and the episode goes black. Like it was just I don't know how you can take. I get how you can take Star Wars and make it bad. I do. I've seen bad Star Wars even before Disney. There's been such thing as bad Star Wars. What I don't get is how you can take Star Wars and make it boring.
You didn't watch the prequels?
I've said it before. I think that Attack of the Clones is the worst Star Wars movie. Like I genuinely think Attack of the Clones is worse than anything Disney Star Wars has done. So I know that I love Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith, but I think Attack of the Clones is an awful movie.
I don't think it's awful, but I don't think it's the strongest. Definitely, like I like Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, but I can understand that. I think it's somewhat boring too.
Also, you can use Fortify. Don't forget.
Ooh, that's a good one.
But yeah, like
range.
overall, I think we can agree, Leon, that like if Ahsoka is pretty divisive, and it shouldn't be because
no, everyone should agree it's garbage.
No, no. What I'm saying is like this should have been the one that should have been knocked out of the park.
Yeah, I agree
not
with
really
that.
gonna die if you send him in because he has like 20-something resistance.
Yeah, he's just weak against these horses.
Sorry, I'll wait.
I don't think it's quite garbage. Maybe I'll like if this next episode is like a trash panda, I'm gonna start grading it a little bit more harsher. But I thought this was actually a good episode. The first two episodes, obviously controversial stuff. Well, not really, like, the whole stabbing cliche that in Star Wars, so I know people are turned off by that. We did like a full-on analysis about that.
Come on.
And it just like the pacing was off, and I get it. But there was some enjoyable stuff for like Rebel
Ahsoka
fans.
isn't fucking Ahsoka. This isn't her character. This is not who Ahsoka is supposed to be. This is a complete betrayal and blatant destruction of Ahsoka as a character.
Well, I agree with you, but I don't. And this is why. Like, I agree with the fact that she's not acting like her normal self. But as far as the time that has passed, she's bitter. Look at all the things that's happened to her.
And
her
I
master.
know that a lot of people can give that excuse, and that's fine. But then give us a reason for that to be the case, because at this point, no gap has been bridged.
Blaine,
yeah,
use
I feel like
use the merch to grab some holy water and give it to Hector.
Holy water?
Oh, you're talking to Blaine. Sorry.
Yeah, get the holy water and give it to Hector because that'll give him 7 resistance.
The blessed water or whatever.
That holy water.
Okay, I'll do that.
Holy.
Also, there's like timer going off. Gotta go be right back.
I'll do that in the next round.
Yeah, speaking of which, I gotta head off, guys. I got a stream to do in the morning.
Yeah.
Back
Nice.
at it
What's
now.
it about?
It's my video game stream. I'll be playing Superstar Saga and hopefully finishing it up. But we'll see how it goes.
Rock on. Well, thanks for dropping by, Pops. Awesome
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
to you as always.
Yeah, it's always good to see you guys. And Sunday will be anime stream. It's a new month with a new theme.
Oh,
and my
nice.
theme is back to school.
Back to school. Nice. School Rumble.
Are
better be
you
on
gonna
that
watch
list.
Little Busters?
Little Busters? It might be. I might have to add it to the list. I do have some long list made of school anime. So which
Little
ones
Busters
are coming
is
out?
the greatest school anime by Key Studios.
Okay. Okay.
It's
I'm going
so
to write
much
that
better
down.
than Angel Beats, and people can suck a dick.
Okay.
Sorry, I was tired of Angel Beats getting all the love when Little Busters is so much better. Fuck. Like,
well, I've picked out some obscure ones and definitely gonna maybe clue in on some of the more popular ones. But you guys will have to tune in to find out.
Awesome. Sounds
Do
good.
you
Pop.
have a link?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get Pop's
or
link
a
in
Zelda,
chat there.
or a Ganondorf.
DR.
Really, any of the Triforce holders.
Yeah. Also, I'll check it out.
Okay, guys. I will see you later then.
Yeah, see you.
Peace.
Well, now we can focus on Fire Emblem finally.
I hope so.
So, Blaine, what you're gonna want to do?
I swear if you say. the wrong thing that gets me killed.
Hey, Peter Venkman fan site. He says
No,
he's
but
been
you
recommending Little Busters
always
for a
worry
while.
about,
Yeah, it's
ballistica
great, isn't it?
when you have
Little
flyers.
Busters is awesome.
That's what's been killing Farina a bunch of times.
What's been
And then
killing
also, you're going to want to bait out the, since you're already missing the turn limit, just bait out the boltings from the boss with like someone with super high res. Like Renault.
And if you're gonna bait the boltings, remember to bolt the bird.
Yeah. What do you say?
Bait the birdings and bolt the bird.
Actually, you need to save Mills. Shit.
Bolt the bird is a Magic the Gathering term. It just you don't come up. There's not a whole lot of reasons to use it in real life unless you're playing Magic. So I just sort of took my shot.
Gotcha.
Are you guys going to do a One Piece stream? I was thinking about, like, because we usually did the over 9,000 for Dragon Ball, but like part of it I wanted to cover other anime. I'm more so a normie. I know Leon, and I was hearing other people talking about it. I did like the One Piece adaptation for live action. So I do want to cover that at some point.
If you do a One Piece
you all
stream,
want.
I'll jump on with you by all means. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, man, this is... I thought it was like one of the best adaptations for anime ever. Like, I know like people were talking about like Evolution. I know it's Mockery, but like I
My
realized
favorite
their
adaptation is Ghost
interpretation.
Stories.
Yeah,
Nah, the best one is
Wait.
Kakegurui.
Same.
Is there a live action Ghost Stories, or are you talking about just your favorite?
Talking about the dub, the adaptation.
I love the dub. Like I adore Ghost Stories. But I was like, wait, if they did a live action and kept all the jokes, that would be amazing.
If they did a live action, they should add new ones too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
That's
trust
true,
them.
yeah,
I wouldn't trust
exactly
them to
right, they
write
should.
it, but they should. They should add new ones.
Do you want to know what live action adaptation is really good, or I don't know about really good, but respectable? The
liked
live action Diamond is Unbreakable movie.
Was it made by Japanese people?
Yeah. It's a Japanese one, but yeah, really, it's a lot of fun. Like it's I guess it's probably just okay, like objectively, but it's so much fun and way better than I thought it would be.
If you're having fun and it's JoJo, you did something right?
Didn't
Yeah,
Jotaro's
exactly.
actor go to prison?
What?
Didn't Jotaro's actor go to prison?
The voice actor?
No, the actor in the movie.
Oh.
If so, I didn't know that. That's awesome. At least he lives his character right.
Mm-hmm. He awakened his stand for real this time.
I like the first live action Attack on Titan. It's the second one where it all goes to shit.
Have you seen the live action
On
Tokyo
Netflix?
Ghoul?
What?
The live action Tokyo Ghoul.
I've never even seen Tokyo Ghoul to begin with, so
Fair
not
enough.
live action.
Read the manga; it's better.
That's
Yeah,
what everyone
never
says. Yeah, I've
watched
heard
it.
Tokyo Ghoul sucks.
Or
As far
actually,
as
the first season's fine, right? But then after
I'm
that,
actually fine with the first two seasons. What
First
really
two
pisses me off is kind of the finale, and also the third season.
how they crammed the entire rest of the series into the third season.
Yeah, how do you make something longer than the first season fit into the length of the first season, which was already cutting things short? It's so crazy.
I've been saying the same fucking thing about Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. Video games are hours upon hours long, so how are you going to make an hour and a half, 2 hour movie and shove 2 games into one
So what
movie?
did you guys
It
talk
doesn't
about for the
fucking
first
work.
hour?
Talk about what?
Yeah.
What talk about in the first hour?
This.
What did we talk about, like on the stream in the first hour?
Yeah.
Mostly the One Piece live action remake, or not remake, but
Yeah.
adaptation.
Yeah, it was.
What about Warhammer? Are we excited about that one? I know that's not really.
I kind of want to
that's
see
just a
Henry
game.
Cavill go out.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it just because of Henry Cavill. I
That's
don't know.
Yeah.
I like Warhammer the few times I've played it. I like the lore behind Warhammer a lot, but I'm also not a super fan by any means, so I will not be
Same.
the.
I'm actually
right
really
individual.
excited for the Space Marine 2 because it looks like it might be good.
Jim Tyler says, "Oh boy,
I-
video game movies. Someone get lofty in here." Yeah, because he and I have never gone rounds about Detective Pikachu, but I will go rounds with him on Detective Pikachu. I love lofty cats, but bitch, I will defend Detective Pikachu.
fans.
I'm quite divisive. I'm a
That makes me
Pokemon
wanna bring out
fan.
my webcam.
I went as
Also makes
Ask
me wanna
Ketchum
buy a
to
better
PopCon last weekend.
Pumpkins.
I think Detective Pikachu is better than every single other Pokemon movie except maybe the very first one.
That's fair. I feel like that's fair.
My
I,
Is that song not just every time?
What are you singing?
Tell me what are we fighting for?
I feel like he was singing like Creed for a second, but he
No,
wasn't.
he's
every time I sing, it sounds like Creed. Don't worry.
Blessed Union of Souls, brother, my brother. Like, yeah, that band, because the band that does that, they were a one-hit wonder. They had one massive hit in the '90s. Let me see if I can remember I think it was the When We Grow Up, We Remember.
Do you have a negative connotation with one-hit wonder, Leon?
What?
Do you have a negative connotation with one-hit wonder? Because I was talking about the other day. That's just impressive that a band will get any hit at all. Really?
Yeah, no.
People should not usually use it as a negative. Or
yeah, no. I only have a negative opinion of one-hit wonders when their one song is already a shit song. Like Aqua's a one-hit wonder. I fucking love Aqua.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of bands that have a lot of really good music that they only got the one hit. But then there's bands like
Eiffel
Semisonic.
65. Are you a fan of Eiffel 65?
Oh, dude, I love that band. I love that.
If you're
No,
one
but
hit
I
is
used to work with a girl
Firefly, I have
that
a problem
was.
with you.
I used to work with a girl that was a fan of Eiffel 65, and I was like, "Isn't that the Blue Dabba D people?" And she just rolled her eyes. They have other songs. Well, yeah, no,
But no, I don't know. I think that might be all it is.
No, do you
What
know
about
another
Vanilla
really
Ice,
good
yo?
band? I don't know about really good, but really fun one-hit wonder band. Right Said Fred, the Too Sexy People. They've got some fucking banger tunes.
I'm too sexy for my shit.
Yeah, dude, right Said Fred. They've got some good music. And one of my favorite albums of all time is Tub Thumper, the Chumbawamba. I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Oh, I like that
whole
song.
album is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
I
lot
like
of really
Vanilla
good
Ice,
one-hit wonders
bro.
out there that have got more music.
Hey
Now
guys,
stop,
remember
collaborate
that
and
time,
listen. Tim is back with a brand new invention. Now something is calling me. Moving daily, nightly, yo. I don't stop. I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. I have nothing.
I've got a
can't remember,
playlist
but
on my
yeah.
Spotify called One Hit Wonderland, which is the playlist I use to show people like of bands I like that were one-hit wonders that have other good songs. SR71, they've had some good
Blackbird.
hits. Divinal's had some good hits.
My big question is.
Oh, actually, I've got some Eiffel 65 on here. So yeah, no, Eiffel 65 has a song called "Move Your Body" that's really good.
Yeah, my big question is why are they only one-hit wonders when they had such a good one-hit wonder, right?
Well, it's because it's a wonder why they only got one hit. Like it's a wonder why they didn't get bigger. So for a lot of bands, what happened? There's a few things that cause one.
They didn't have auto-tune. Oh,
but no, for a lot of bands, what happens, at least in the 70s, 80s, 90s, is they would get screwed over by their record labels, or they'd they would have a song that was a cover, and that cover became a hit, and then people wouldn't check out any of their original music. And sometimes that original music was absolutely not worth fucking letting putting out there. You've got some one-hit wonders that the music video is what was so iconic as opposed to the music itself, and they just couldn't recreate another video like that.
That's true.
That's what happened to like OK Go.
Well, like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, like there was like a sixth member of them, and they got screwed hard. I think that was NSYNC, right? Or was that Backstreet? Like they got screwed over hard. They weren't making any money on like their first album because their manager was technically the sixth member of their team. Did you hear about that?
That I don't know about. No, I've not heard that. It sounds like
and then the chick that did the Casey JoJo, the brown-haired chick or whatever, she was in that Robin Williams film. She's a really popular artist, but she got an agreement with like that, so she stopped putting out art. And I think she's trying to make a comeback, but she got scammed hard by her agents. But JoJo was her name.
Respect someone
JoJo did get fucked hard by her management. What?
Could you guys respect someone who thinks Bohemian Rhapsody is bad?
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope, they're great.
No, but
Bohemian Rhapsody... I'm talking about the song, not just Queen. I love Queen, of course, but
it's funny because I'm not a big Queen fan. Like I respect the shit out of Queen, but I'm not a big Queen fan.
Honestly, I don't think you have to like it, but if you think it's bad, I can't.
Right?
Really respect
Bohemian Rhapsody is one of the most well-written songs ever put to paper. Like Bohemian Rhapsody is
It's pretty
lightning in a
amazing.
bottle.
Yeah.
Well, Freddie Mercury has a fantastic voice. I don't think
that's why I love
can
Queen so much. Is the
discredit it.
voice. I love his voice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you heard "Dead" by My Chemical Romance?
Oh, I fucking hate
I
that
love
band.
My
My least
Chemical
favorite band
Romance
of
a
all
lot.
time.
Dude, they have bangers. I don't know.
You don't like them?
I
Leon?
Brought out a
loathe
take
My
that
Chemical
got Blaine's
Romance.
attention.
Whatever. You don't like Helena or My Last Parade and
No, so
like.
here's something you guys got. I'm gonna preface this. I'm gonna make this very, very easy for
I
you
feel
guys
like
to
you
understand
would be
why I
like
hate this
number
fucking
one
band.
for them.
Like,
Okay, say it.
Okay.
Growing
Let's hear
up,
it.
I was a punk rock fan. I mean, like real punk rock, like skate punk shit
Like
that was
eight-
not allowed on the radio. By the time bands like My Chemical Romance got big, it was pussy punk, and I was not okay with people going around
Okay.
and being punk fans when that's not real fucking punk rock music.
It's not punk.
You don't like
No, you gotta remember back in
Bayside, Aiden.
2005
You don't
when
like
they were when My Chem was coming up, they
or-
were being labeled as a punk band. We're all smart enough now to know it's not punk, but that's
We
what
were
it was.
calling it emo every
You don't like
day.
Emo wasn't a term
Used?
quite yet. Like
Yes, it
because-
Hawthorne
was.
Heights.
It was 100% a term. Hold on, waifu. What genre?
Yeah, that's right.
is My
Bring her
Chemical
on, bring her
Romance?
on.
Leon, you can't say that
Release
wasn't
the Snyder cut.
when like it was
She
in
says
every
emo.
episode of South Park.
That's
What
what
did
they
we-
are.
What
Yes,
did we
they
call
are
it
emo,
in
but
middle
no.
school?
But no, I'm not.
It
Emo
wasn't a
music.
phase, Mom.
No, I'm not
It
talking about
was
what
always a
kids.
thing.
Hold on. I'm talking about what the music industry and radio stations and people that popularized it. They were not referring to it as emo.
things for me rather than just hating things of my own accord.
Yeah, no, emo was not a music genre friendly term at the time when bands like that got big. Because do you know what band created emo music? Like the pioneers of emo music was actually Jimmy Eat World, another one-hit wonder. And then you had bands like My Chemical Romance that took what Jimmy Eat World started
not a
and then they ran
one-hit.
with it. Yeah, the middle.
My
The
Chemical
middle of
Romance
Jimmy Eat
was
World
not
the only
one-hit
hit.
wonder.
So, what songs do you dislike of theirs?
I've never heard a song by My Kim except for Na 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 that I do like.
Well, Black. Okay, so that you do like. You do
I
like.
fucking loathe Black Parade. I can't
You don't
stand
like
it. That's
Teenagers?
probably due
You
to
don't like
over-
Hera or Helena?
Helena.
You don't like
Helena. Yeah, no, I don't like Helena
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
Have you heard "Dead"?
Boo, dude.
Hey,
Boo.
Depth, Depth.
No, dead.
Oh, Dead. You'd have to show it to me, but I don't think so. No.
It's pretty good.
What about Famous Last Words?
No, I don't like Famous Last Words.
Yeah, that
You
one's
don't like
kinda
that
bad.
one?
I don't like Famous Last Words either.
What the emotional
I also,
damage?
to be fair,
What
but I don't
the
like a
heck?
lot of the wannabe punk music from that era. I don't like early Panic at the Disco
No,
either.
hold on. You can't call it wannabe punk when you were just
Panic
saying
at
that's
the
what the
Disco?
industry was labeling it. People were not calling it punk. No human was calling it punk. People who were listening
Yeah.
to the music were all calling it emo, and we were wearing our scene hair and shopping at Hot Topic. It had nothing to do with punk. I had never seen a punk in my life that went into a Hot Topic.
America. Yeah.
I feel like you
I'm
can
with
find.
Blaine.
I feel like you can find at least one song from every band that you like.
What about the Used? You guys listen to them?
I do like the Used. Yeah, I like the
They're
Used.
Yeah, I like
touring
them.
still.
Hey, Blaine, the red lights
Yeah.
are on.
I saw them in
noticed.
concert. Bayside, Aiden, Hawthorne Heights, Silverstein. I
So far,
really
the only
like.
good band you've listed has been the Used, except for Bayside has. I don't like Bayside's lyrics, but I like the music of Bayside. I think that lyrically they're generic as shit, but they write really good music.
Now let's talk about
Yeah.
real normie bands. Y'all ever hear of something called "Sleeping with Sirens"?
God, I fucking hate them too. Yeah,
What about Avenged Sevenfold? I like them.
yeah, I like Vince Sevenfold.
Yeah.
Vince Sevenfold's
Yeah, I
good.
used
I
to
think
go to
Matt
Warped
Shadows is
Tour.
one of the best modern vocalists. He's honestly very similar to Freddie Mercury in a lot of his vocal stylings and his range, what he can do. Because I think Freddie Mercury is probably the greatest vocalist of all time. Not necessarily that Queen's the best band, but I think Freddie Mercury might be the greatest vocalist of like the modern era.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say
far
modern
as
era. I know this
range.
was like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So the previous generation, I don't know what you would call it, but yeah. And I think that Matt Shadows actually does a lot of very similar things to Freddie Mercury in terms of his vocal
Blaine,
styling.
do you have the holy water?
I was gonna say,
You
I
need
think
to
there's
use
a pretty big difference between emo and punk because emo are nihilists.
Well, no. So in songwriting, though, so when you take what emo does is emo takes punk and it complicates it in terms of how you write like the guitar parts. The drum
No, I
beat.
didn't pull it out of the merch. Okay,
Just pull it out now.
No, I was gonna
Michael,
die if I do that.
now.
You
yeah,
the
who's gonna get killed by? Who could he get killed by? Fine, I'm gonna pull.
Hawkeye's gonna die.
Wait,
For
Hawkeye
emo,
gets
you
it.
take
Anyone
punk
can
music.
use it.
Well then,
Pure
Pure
water.
water.
Yeah.
No,
I think Green
for
Day
emo-
was probably evolution of all that, don't you think? I
Green Day and
really
Evolution.
like Green
No,
Day.
Green Day came before all those bands. Green Day's been around since
Well, it's kind of in the
1989.
mix of it. Though.
No, Green Day's been
Yeah.
around since 1989, bro.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying, it has like kind of the screamo-esque. Like it'll go
What?
from like
No, it doesn't. Green Day doesn't do scream.
no, like when
at
he
all.
sings, when he screams, bro.
That's
When
not
he
Green Day
screams,
doesn't
because like
scream.
the emo people like scream. They're
No.
like rah, rah, rah,
Green
rah.
Day's
So
name
make
one
sure you
Green
actually
Day
kill
song
one
was
of the
screaming.
Pegasus this time. Yeah.
This is the
I
second
don't know.
time,
I feel like
and
he's
I
a
will.
good balance.
Green
so I
Day
like
does
him.
not scream. I can guarantee you. There's not. I mean,
Well,
Yes,
when he
I would
yells,
never,
he
I
yells.
would
the lead
never
singer
call that
yells.
screamo. That's not what screamo is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, it's not quite, but
No,
he
it's
does
not
yell.
though. It's just not.
A voice that.
No, I saw.
No,
I just literally
Billy-
watched the
Billy
interview
Joe just
before
sing-
he died. He was talking about it. Like he talks about it. He elevates his voice.
Did
He
you say
says
before he
yells,
died?
but it's like
But
his
Green Day's
singing.
they're all still alive and together. I don't know what band.
Yeah,
you're
no, I'm
thinking
talking
of.
about the lead singer.
Is
The lead
alive.
singer
You said before he died. He's alive. You're not talking
No,
about
the
Green
lead
Day.
singer died.
No, dude. Billy Joe Armstrong is alive.
I think he's thinking of
How Lucifer finally dropped out.
Oh wait, no, sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
Lincoln
Yeah,
Park.
you're thinking of
Lincoln
Linkin
Park.
Park.
My bad. I made a mistake.
No, Linkin Park is
He's
very
super
different.
dead.
That's who I'm
Linkin
talking
Don't
about. I
remember
made a
from
mistake
Linkin
there.
Park, but I believe.
Yeah, you're right. I
Linkin
was talking
Park
about
is
Linkin
considered
Park.
new metal, or at least their early stuff was considered new metal.
Yeah. That's who I was talking about.
And Linkin
You're
Park has
completely right
three
what you were
very
saying.
solid albums, and their fourth album is garbage, so I never heard anything after it. But the first three Linkin Park albums are fantastic albums.
Yeah, I love them, man. They
And-
still stand up. I love listening to them.
Like I say, you were talking about Walter White earlier because you were watching Breaking Bad. Yeah.
So Doc says he likes Audio Slave. Yeah, Chris Cornell is.
I like Audio Slave.
He was amazing. He was something else. In fact, there's a really cool YouTube video of Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington, the guy from Linkin Park that died, singing "Hunger Strike" together on YouTube. And Chris Cornell sings Eddie Vedder's part, and Chester Bennington sings Chris Cornell's part. And it's the best version of "Hunger Strike" of all time. Just super incredible.
And what of Pearl Jam?
Yeah, Pearl. I'm not a big Pearl Jam fan. I'm not a big grunge fan. I mean, Soundgarden is grunge. So I mean, I like Soundgarden. And Alice in Chains is the best grunge band, bar none. Yeah,
Alice in Chains is the best?
They're the best grunge band. Yeah.
And Michael, or sorry, not Michael.
But let me. So Doc, to answer, yes, I do like Billy Corgan. I like the Smashing Pumpkins. I don't think they're not real high on my list of favorite bands or anything, but I do like them. If they come on, I absolutely get down on Smashing Pumpkins.
They are one of the best Simpsons jokes. though.
Blaine, how do you
He's
feel
like,
knowing
"Hey,
that
I'm
you're not
Billy
gonna beat
Corgan,
the
Smashing
snap tonight?"
Pumpkins," and Homer's like Homer Simpson, smiling politely. It's so good.
Speaking of grunge, that's a good episode of The Simpsons where Homer is the lead singer of like every grunge band.
Yeah, they do
Margarine.
like yeah. Not Beck.
Butch, that was another
Bush,
underrated
yeah.
grunge band. Butch was an underrated grunge band.
So are we all gonna go to like a punk rock concert together one day?
No, apparently
Is that what's gonna
not. Because
happen?
if we go to a punk rock concert, we're all gonna sit around and listen to Leon go, "I'm a punk rock, nothing, papa."
If we go see like real
It's like, damn, this shit sucks. Why do you invite
if we go see real punk with like 3 chords, then yeah, by all means.
He's
But,
like, they're not even playing enough chords, bro.
By all
You
means.
don't
If we
even
go see like
understand.
Pennywise or Melancholy, like yeah, those are legit.
I don't
punk
like
bands.
going to concerts.
Oh, come on. It's
Really?
a religious experience.
No.
It is.
Yeah, I don't like.
I'm going to see a concert. I'm going to a concert later this month. I'm going to see.
Dude, I make the best brats, and Blaine has his like truck. He's gonna bring. We're gonna rock on one day, and we're gonna like have all. We're gonna get all freaking. What do those hillbillies get? Like where they cut their sideburns. What's that called, Blaine?
Why would I know?
Mutton chops. I don't know, man.
Why am I the hillbilly whisperer?
You would know.
Yeah, Blaine, I
would
gotta
know.
ask,
Darn
how
it.
do you feel knowing you're not gonna beat this chapter tonight?
Very
Oh my
You're gonna have to
gosh.
wait until next week, and you're still not gonna go
Yeah.
play Armored Core.
I'm gonna play this level off stream. I just am.
Oh yeah, Doc, you need to go to some concerts. Like I'm going
Also,
to see
before we
in
finish,
like 3 or so weeks. I'm gonna go see
I have
Death Clock
something
and
to
Baby
share
Metal.
with us.
Okay, what do you?
It'll be the second time I've seen Baby Metal.
Hey, you want to hear something funny?
Turn up a little bit.
We're gonna get all mullets,
No.
bro.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna get. We're
Hope
gonna
this
get
thing doesn't
mullets.
actually
We're
get
gonna go to the
claimed for the
fucking
audio.
concert. I'm gonna, Leon's gonna give us all haircuts, and we're gonna do it.
You said he was practically dead, okay? You said he would die any minute. Guess what?
Is this Gawky?
He's still not dead. Wow.
No, this is just Breaking Bad.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The animation's so similar.
Where is Skylar?
I just see
that
Breaking
is just
Bad.
not going to work for me. I'm not interested in that at all. And I would appreciate it if you don't call me. Yeah, Mr. White, I can. Damn, they're so annoying, those people.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
That is veggie bacon. Believe it or not, zero cholesterol, and you wouldn't even taste the difference.
Thanks, Mama.
Yo, 148, 3 to the 3 to the 6 to the 9, representing the ABQ.
Just
What
eating the
up,
pan.
biatch? Leave it at the tone.
Man.
Yo, Chris, how you doing, my man?
Excuse me?
What? Jesse Pinkman. Whoa, hey, this is private property.
Don't touch me. Do not touch me. My name is Skylar White, yo. My husband is Walter White, yo. Don't call our house again. You stay away from him. Or you will be one sorry individual. Understood?
I think so, yeah.
Lady.
What?
What was that?
That was
That's a huge-
bananas.
I don't know. Was that a woman?
All right, everybody. Stream's
Maybe.
over.
I don't know. So confused. Play for. I don't know.
Business in front, party in the back. You mean a mullet? Yeah, I know what a mullet is. All right.
Yeah.
Shout outs.
No, we're
Michael,
gonna
you
have
got
a
anything?
concert, bro.
Shit.
Cool. Leon.
Yeah, you can check me out at Words of Paradise. That's the channel. I dropped a One Piece spoiler-free review today, and it's been one of my favorite videos to make in a very long time. Full scripted animation, the whole nine, which is not the normal stuff I usually do, which is just reading news articles and commentating on them. So if you want to check out my One Piece review, again, spoiler-free, I would very much appreciate it. And other than that, I'm probably going to drop a video tomorrow because I do want to see this video do a bit better, and then I will be back probably on Sunday with a video, and my live show this coming Monday. If all goes as planned, None Like Joshua is going to be a guest. So if you guys are familiar with None Like Joshua's music, then it'll be awesome. So yeah, drop by Words of Paradise Monday at 3:00 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Cool. Serranos, anything?
I've been
guy
working on a
seems
different
pretty
project
chill.
other than the video. I've been procrastinating on.
That's good.
Yeah.
Tim, what do you got coming up next?
I don't know what's going on with that lamp guy.
That's
those cards are sick.
Pumpkin guy.
He seems to love lamp.
He's showing
but-
off something.
He's showing off his lamp and his room that he
See?
doesn't have a bunch of stuff in.
You got the Tharja figure. You got the Tharja figure. Look at that. Look at that.
That's a card, yeah. That's
No,
not a
love
figure.
Yeah,
Kara.
I
Not
just-
sure how you got
My
those- not sure
holographic
you got those
Charizard would
confused.
own that card, bro.
I don't know why I said that.
Just joking, dude. No, that's dope. But yeah, Blaine. Yeah, dude. My number one, We'll get the mutton tops together. We'll have that cookout, bro.
There we go.
I see it. Dude, I'll grow a mustache and we'll invite Leon, Pumpkin Man, and everybody else, Ranos, and everyone else in the
Not going to
chat.
concert.
I think it'll be dope, dude. What? No, we're gonna go to a Leonard Skinner concert.
I'm not going to a concert.
We're going. No, you're going. We're gonna cook some fried chicken with some barbecue sauce.
All right, Serranos, we're gonna go
I like
and we're
some
gonna bring
Louisiana
tamales. And we're gonna
sauce.
sell them in the in the
All right,
sell in the truck.
Yep.
Okay, so Sunday, 8:35 p.m. ET. We're gonna cover Ahsoka. Unfortunately for Leon, and then well, also, I do want to get you all together to talk about One Piece. I really do.
Oh, sure.
Let me know your guys' schedule. Do it in the evening. I know you guys are different time zones. Maybe Monday, Tuesday. We'll cover that. Let me know. I'd like to do it. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks for having me on, my friend.
Anytime. All
Love
right.
you 3000.
Get the links to everybody's channels in the chat room. Thank you very much for joining, everyone. I still have not finished Fire Emblem, so I'm going to play it at some point this weekend so that I can get to a point where I can basically be done with it. At least this level. I don't understand this whole, like, 2 levels, 1 level thing. But I'll get there. Everybody, thank you. Kampai.